I was supposed to be back this afternoon. Daddy and the boy, back in effect.
Rex in effect.
I was supposed to be back this afternoon, but I had to get out of Las Vegas.
Why?
I can take Vegas. The Skanks.
La La Land.
Skanks that's L.A.
Oh. With the Windy City.
That's Chicago.
Big Apple?
That's Vegas.
Right. That's what I thought.
Yeah, okay. And we were supposed to come home today, leave at 7 in the morning, get home at 3. But I was very antsy to get out of there. I like Vegas for a day or two or vacation, but the festival it's a long day. I don't sleep. I fucking hated the hotel.
You did?
Circa.
Oh, why'd you hate it so much?
It's a piece of shit.
Oh my God! And you're calling them out too.
I hated it. I have the win in my contract. They're like, "Hey, would you consider this? It's closer."
You wanted to be a team player. Never again.
Never again. What a dump.
You hated it.
Hated.
Okay, well,
Circa.
What was wrong with? Because the picture on the website, it looks like a great establishment, but that's also just a restaurant room or something like that. It's hard to tell.
I'll tell you what was wrong with it.
Okay.
The employees are sloppy.
Oh no.
And careless. They're not Vegas. You have the Venetian, the Encore, the Wynn. You have great hotels, the Paris. And the employees there, I'm sure, are a certain level of employee in Vegas, like anywhere else. And these are not that level.
But especially Vegas, because tourism is the entire economy. Yes. This is where people go to travel. If you work at a hotel in Vegas, that's the spot.
Well, they're in older Vegas. This is right next to the Golden Nugget, but it's a new hotel. It's 4 years old.
Oh, that's nice.
It's near Skankfest is held on the old side of Vegas.
Right.
It's a good 10, 12-minute drive to the Wynn and the other more modern hotels.
Oh.
But it's a great location for it. Fremont Street. You ever see in Vegas there's that one street that's kind of covered by a canopy of LED lights, and people are doing zip lines. That's Fremont Street.
Oh, that's great.
So it's right there at the end of that. There's a giant ring in the middle. It's a perfect location,
and it kind of gives them the opportunity to take the whole thing over.
Yeah,
which you can't do on the Strip.
100%. And you can walk to the hotel. I timed it was 4 or 5 minute walk from the venues. So the location, they were right. It's much easier than the Wynn was.
But
would have been.
But
Keith Robinson, by the way, also had the Win in his deal. And I said, "Did you switch as well?" And he went, "No."
Of course he did.
And he was right.
He was. Did he enjoy his stay?
At the Win?
Yeah.
I'm sure he loved it. It was a marvelous hotel.
He probably did.
It's a weird thing. It's a little thing room serve. Housekeeping. We left the room at one point. And look, she had... again, it's a hurricane when she's getting her makeup on. It's a fucking nightmare.
Did she make a mess? You're talking about Nikki.
It's a fucking...
She didn't make a mess of the room.
It's just the makeup is everywhere, So, because it was a little bit extra makeup, it wasn't dirty. It was just things...
Clutter.
Normally you leave $5 on the pillow.
Mm-hmm.
I left them $20.
Oh, shit.
Just because I'm it was our second night there. And again, a couple towels piled up. And we come back... And they had made the beds and put in fresh towels, but they just left everything else. It was a really... I've never ever, in all the years I'm doing hotels, I have never called the front desk and complained that housekeeping didn't do their job.
Did they leave everything else, including the 20?
It's funny. They must have misunderstood that as trash and gotten rid of it because it was gone.
The 20 was gone, okay.
Yeah, I left it on the pillow for them.
Right.
I've never... they left... an empty ice bucket with just water float.
They didn't empty the water.
Makeup is one thing, or clothes. Usually they'll put your socks or whatever on the, a chair.
Right.
They left everything. But when they left the ice bucket and the top of the champagne cork, that you just tear off a champagne, I'm this is just fucking, they're slobs. And, so yeah, it was a shit.
You called the front desk?
I did, and I actually called I took video of I was shocked at how I've never seen that after housekeeping comes to have not picked up stuff that's actually garbage.
What are you going to do with the video?
I just put it out. It's not a big deal. It's nothing. It's not this grand indictment.
Right.
It's just like, look at these shitheads.
Yeah.
And people will go, you shouldn't miss the room. Fuck you. I tipped them $20, which is a lot for a fucking. I mean, it wasn't like there was vomit or piss all over the place.
No.
We didn't. There was not nothing dirty.
Jizz?
Not on anything.
Okay.
No. That's one of those like. That's taken care of in the moment.
Right. Swept right up. It disappears like the 20.
It does. Yeah. I'm like, let's fucking seal it up in the yapper, and she does.
That's good.
But what a great, and they did have housekeeping. Their housekeeping manager called. We missed each other. They do this slick shit where they call it like 4:50 p.m.
Because they know that's odds are you'll be gone.
Yeah, or you call back after 5 and they're gone.
Oh, of course. They're getting that call in right before the end of shift.
They're doing that thing you do when you want credit for the phone call. Like,
called? You weren't there.
You ever call and like someone yell, please just don't pick up, and this way I've fulfilled my obligation.
Or the thing where like you realize you don't want to have plans with somebody.
Yes.
And they're loose plans. I've done this before where they go, okay, so I'll call you around 2. And you're like, okay, and you get to it, and you're like, please don't. And at 2:01, you turn your phone off.
Yeah, hey, I said around 2.
Yeah, I don't know, because I didn't hear you. I didn't hear from you, and it was after 2. I guess I figured you forgot.
I gotta say, Luis Gomez, Dave Smith, and Jay Okerson, what a great, and obviously with Christine and Rebecca, they have a lot of people working with them. They do a really comedian-friendly. Here's the thing about Skankfest as a comic, you get treated the way you want to get treated at a festival. Like it's like, it's nice to have a badge that actually does get me everywhere.
Have you had the experience where it doesn't?
As a matter of fact, I have. Yeah.
How does it feel?
Like it should.
Bad.
Yeah, this is where Jim Norton is. You should be like,
you don't belong in the special access section.
But there was a lot of funny comics there, and there was a pop-up Kill Tony. It was just a great festival. But after a couple nights in Vegas, I'm like, I got to get the fuck out of here. So we switched flights last night and just came home.
If you were at the Wynn, do you think you would have switched flights?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, honestly, the hotel was wearing on me.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sleeping. I didn't sleep last night on the flight home. We had a beautiful, perfect flight home last night.
Perfect.
I didn't sleep at all, so I've been up since yesterday morning.
Oh, great.
I just don't sleep. But it was great. Bobby, I spent a lot of time with Bobby. I spent a lot of time with Voss, Joe List, Mark Norman, all those guys were there. It was just great. I mean, it was just, I love doing Skankfest.
Yeah. Was everybody leaving like last night?
No, there's guys like Tim Dillon that got there yesterday.
Oh.
And there's a lot of shows. Attell was there. Again, Tony was there. It was a lot of people I don't get to see all the time.
Yeah.
Even though Dave I see probably 4 nights a week at the Cellar. It was just great. The shows were all good. I just did a couple of sets and some podcasts. Nikki and I did a live Guys We Fucked.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, she had never done a live audience before, and Christine's like, would she do it? And I'm like, I'll ask her. It was fun. It was like it went better than I thought it would go. That can go south fast in front of an audience.
Yeah, but Guys We Fucked is probably perfect for you guys.
I think so. We've done their podcast before. They're nice. They're both really funny, and they have a nice crowd. They're not
relationship centric.
Yeah, I mean their crowd was actually shy. Like not, we did the fucking YKWd yesterday.
They were shy too.
As a matter of fact, they were not.
Oh.
It was just abusive.
Yeah.
It was Bobby. It was so much. It was a great way for us to close it out. It was Bobby, me, Keith, and Voss, and then DeRosa and Bert and Ari came on. And Ari, when he first walked across the stage, I noticed that his genitals were out.
Why would he keep his genitals out?
Ari,
he's got to cover them.
I'm going to tell you something that Ari Shafir. Mm-hmm. He is a very naughty boy.
He's naughty?
Ari Shafir is a naughty boy.
No.
And I will say this, I'm sure that people were talking about it at the festival. I don't know. I'm good at keeping my mouth shut. But I will just say this. Ari behaved very, very naughtily.
No. What do you mean people were talking about? Is it public information or was it behind the scenes?
It's not necessarily supposed to be, but it will be. But again, I honor the silence. Is that after the? I
guess I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's at the end of it.
Was he naughty on the show or
in other places?
Oh.
But I will say this: Ari reached a level of naughtiness,
public naughtiness,
that I was.
Oh my goodness!
It stunned me.
It did.
It stunned me.
I feel like you must have bore witness to the naughtiness for it to stun you like this. It couldn't have just been a secondhand story.
I indeed did.
Okay.
I mean, I indeed. I was probably a little further from where you and I are.
You were fairly close.
I would say I was extraordinarily close. I was probably the closest person to it.
And would you say other people also bore witness?
I could imply that, yes. But I saw him the next day, and I go, "You are a naughty boy, Ari."
How was he feeling the next day?
I don't know. Ari. You can never tell because he's just fucking. He's like a performance artist in a way. Like he's just crazy, but he is funny. I mean, he's undeniably funny. I heard he was feeling a little sheepish.
Sure.
Sometimes after behaving in what one would classify as a naughty way. Are you reading about it, Mike?
I'm trying to find it on Reddit.
Okay.
Have you read it? Are there any?
No, this is the first time hearing about the naughty.
Just that there was some kind of naughtiness.
I would say there was some very extreme naughtiness, but again, I don't.
And you bore witness.
Indeed.
Yes.
But I don't. I don't like.
That's another story to tell.
I don't like to. Yeah, and it will be told, and when it is, I'll elaborate on it.
Right.
But
now, if the boys find something on the internet, that's a different thing. They could say what they read on the internet.
Yeah,
whether you deny or say anything at all, that's up to you.
Sure.
Yes.
But it was a wild fucking, and I'm not that easily wowed considering there's things I've seen in the Opie and Anthony studio. I've taken part in throwing cherries at assholes.
Right. For you to come back from across the country, to pronounce someone's naughtiness, is something. It's something.
It was something.
It was something.
It was really. It was a very, very impressive feat
of naughtiness
in climbing.
Oh,
the you ever see the mountain climbing game in The Price is Right? Sure. That's what he was up the side of old Mountain Naughty.
Did he traverse Mount Naughty?
Yes, he did.
Oh my!
He summited. Ari summited.
Oh, he's reached the summit. I see
of Mountain Naughty. But he is a delight. Everyone, that festival has such. I spent some time with Zach Amico.
I love Zach.
One of my great regrets, I will say this. I did Zach's Midnight Spook Show, which is his. And he had asked me to do it as Chip, and I had the glasses and the wig, but I left him at the hotel, and I didn't. I thought I'd be going back to the hotel in between performances, and I didn't.
So close.
Yeah, and it's one of my great regrets that I didn't do it as Chip. I will never forgive myself because that audience was great. And Zach is.
What movie did you watch?
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, it's the best.
I only did it for like 30 minutes. He swapped people out. TJ Miller was there. It was good to see TJ DeRosa, who I don't get to see very often. Really a great, great time. And I don't see Joe List that often, so it was nice to see Joe List.
Yeah.
Just guys you don't bump into all the time.
Do we have any? I'm hearing running around and snickering behind me. Are there any leads?
I can't find the post yet.
Okay.
Dom has it.
Intern Dom.
But where did you find it?
Is it Reddit? Is this something along the lines of defecation on stage?
I mean, I don't.
That's what Reddit is saying.
I know.
Reddit
but
can be lies.
Reddit, I have fans saying things are different than.
That's right.
Performers saying, like, I don't like to spoil, like, based on what some fan says. Because, again, they don't have a responsibility to keep things.
That's potentially disgusting if what I'm reading on Reddit
or
is
ping
true.
pongs out of assholes.
No ping pongs.
No ping pongs?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
But
I will say
that first thing that I read on Reddit
that
nobody told me. I haven't seen it. nobody from Skankfest told, but I saw it on Reddit.
That's true.
It sounds disgusting when I read it on Reddit.
Sure.
Disgusting.
I would say.
And I would say this, very naughty.
I mean, I would say the zenith of naughtiness.
Very naughty.
But I don't want to.
No.
I don't like to.
It's just something I read on Reddit. I don't even know if it's true. I hope it's not, quite frankly.
There's nothing worse than when like something happens at a place and it's meant to not be private. It's not private, and it's not going to be private. But there's a system in place as to when that thing will be talked about, and to not honor that is a dick move.
Sure.
Unless it's so public that you can't deny.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like to run out and be the one is a dick move.
Yeah, go home and report.
Yeah, and that's like a fucking. That's like a hateable quality. Like the guy who's gonna run to the mic. Hey guys.
It's just not cool. Like I thought you were being cool.
It's douchey.
Yeah.
But I
read it on Reddit.
It was.
I don't know anything about this Skankfest.
No, I understand, and I do have video. I do have some video.
So when it's an appropriate time.
Yeah.
Maybe we could view the video from your perspective.
Others had video too, although not many because the bags were locked up.
Oh,
there were bags locked up. Phones were locked up.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying. I just was thinking that we were looking at photos right here, but this is from Robert Kelly Live. For example.
This is from YKWD, RES. When Ari walked in, we noticed that his penis and testicles were out.
No.
And he walked across the stage with his genitals out.
He must have been so embarrassed.
He must have been mortified, I'm sure, especially 2 days prior. He had participated in something that one would say was very fresh.
You could only classify it as naughty?
Some very extreme nastiness, yes.
And it was 2 days before.
Yeah, 2 days prior. Oh, is it the next day? Wait. This was 2 days.
Because YKWD was Sunday.
Friday. This was Friday. This happened Friday.
The naughtiness. The naughtiness.
The very extreme naughtiness.
Right.
Was Friday. Pauly Shore's there. It was nice to see him.
That's fun.
Josh Adam Myers had his dog. He has a great, he's a beautiful Doberman, which is like a...
Did he fly with it?
He got it, the vest. I guess the service dog. And I've met this animal before. It's a very imposing Doberman.
Sure.
But very well behaved.
That's great.
Yeah.
You just got to walk around Skankfest with a Doberman. That's pretty badass.
No one's bothering you.
No.
When you're with a dog. I don't care if it's got that fucking moe-ish vest.
No. Bright orange. Doesn't matter.
Every dog looks like a fucking moe in that vest.
Well, it's true, but you can bring them with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Doberman, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's like a German Shepherd. Doesn't matter.
Ooh, did I hate that circa.
The hotel.
Oh.
Was it just that housekeeping incident, or were there other incidents that made you go,
it was
this
mostly
is just not the win?
It was mostly just that. It was like this really weird, like... That says a lot about a place when they leave your fucking room dirty. Like, again, when they leave a fucking empty ice bucket with ice with water floating in it, that's just lazy, sloppy shit. Like, it wasn't like, hey, they didn't fold the clothes, because there's some people that go, hey, we don't do that. But it was... I've been in enough hotels where you see like how they're supposed to handle it.
You dump the melted ice.
You take the old ice bucket out, and the two little... You know, like when you take the... cap off one of those bottles, there's like a little bit of the paper attached to it because it's a champagne or wine bottle or whatever.
Yeah.
They just left that on the really sloppy.
How was the bedding?
Bedding was fine.
Okay.
They lied. I say they lied. They didn't have feather pillows, but I made do with what they had. It wasn't amazing, but the bed itself was comfortable. Enough with this fucking boutique hotel shit.
Right.
They don't have a phone.
What?
They only have an Alexa. So you have to hit the little phone icon on your
Alexa.
shit Alexa.
To call the front desk?
It was so annoying. It was only a few days, so I didn't really care, and I would unplug it every night. I hate Alexa.
Me too.
It's just invasive. Again, I didn't care at one point. I was like, Alexa, I'm hungry. And then it would bring up the option to call, but I couldn't stomach it. I was so furious. Give me a phone in the hotel room.
Right.
Give me a fucking phone.
I'd like to reach the front desk.
Yeah, I want to pick up and call.
Room service.
I also hate cordless phones in hotels because they never connect the way a regular hotel phone does. Beep, and you don't know which number to dial because the phone is thin.
Yes.
It's like a pencil.
Yes. You have to keep it old school.
A hotel is supposed to be, there's a certain way for things to get done. It's supposed to be very convenient.
Right.
Very clean. And the Wynn is just, I should try the Encore one time. I imagine it's much more expensive. So I didn't want to hit them for that expense either. Because I love those guys. They're my friends. So,
I mean, look, is this show friends or show business? Okay.
Well, I can be honest. The next time
we're going to show business.
I will say, let's get this through all of our heads. Is the Win or is bust?
Right.
Keith doesn't give a fuck.
No.
Keith Robinson is the smartest.
And guess what? They're all the same level of friends with Keith Robinson. Nobody's going like, oh, I can't believe he made us pay for an extra $100.
Well, Keith is shitty. I mean, everybody, it'd be more than an extra 100. So I was like, I'm sure. They probably wouldn't be getting a deal at the Win either.
Oh, the deal, yeah.
Yeah, because when you have a bunch of rooms and you're, again, that's where everything was centered. And look, Bobby was there and all my friends were there. I was bumping into everybody. That and the Golden Nugget. Voss and Bonnie had separate suites.
What?
Yeah, Voss did have a suite, though. He texted it to me. I didn't realize it was spelled the same as chocolate.
He wrote that?
In SW.
He wrote, I'm in a suite, SWEET?
He did indeed.
That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard an adult do.
Well, I'll tell you the another dumb thing. It was very satisfying on stage yesterday at we started the show as just me, Bobby, Keith, and Rich.
Yeah.
And I decided to take a quick poll of the comedians on stage, of all four of us, who's flying first class?
Why would you do that? Because that could be embarrassing.
Because shockingly, my hand did go up, I must say.
Yes.
Bob's did and Keith's did.
Rich flew.
I would say Rich's hand did not go up. And do you know who else flew first class?
Who?
Bonnie.
No, what the
Bonnie
fuck is
flew
going on
first.
With those two?
And
what?
Rich was in economy.
Why?
It's the greatest alpha move. Bonnie is an alpha.
I mean, do they do their own deals?
Separate? I guess they do.
And they do them separately? They don't have a person?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't they have one person represent both of them if they're being flown out as a...
I don't know. Bonnie's a much more valuable commodity.
Clearly. Because first class and coach is a huge price differential.
And Rich, I guess they give you a buyout, basically. You pay for your own ticket. They're not buying you all these expensive tickets. You get like a buyout. And when you're flying first, you always want to pay some of it yourself. It's just that the buyout does not cover first, especially for me and my wife.
Right.
But you're like, hey, it's a vacation, and they're taking a piece of that out. You know what I mean? Like you weigh.
They didn't want to sit together on the plane?
I mean, would you if you were her? Would you want to sit next to Rich if he had to have his own child's room with a banner, with a Go Team banner so he can jerk off?
I forgot that he had his own child's room for a second. So they flew not only separately, but in two separate cabins on the plane.
Yes, and I feel guilty.
The same flight?
Not going home. For some reason, going home, they were separate.
But going, so like... Rich walked past Bonnie on the way to his seat?
Yeah, and I guarantee he glommed onto her first-class boarding.
Yeah, for sure. Now, with the buyout, do you think that means that Rich got a little extra money, and did he want to save the cash for spending money, for his own spending money, since they do everything separately?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know what the buyout was. I mean, it was in my deal. I'm sure it's the same as theirs, so he just didn't want to splurge.
Spending money he wanted.
He probably could have. I imagine he could have. But he was hoping to upgrade. It's like, come on, that weekend in Vegas, you're not upgrading.
Treasure, please put this on your records, because the next time Voss is in, I need to be reminded to ask him about this whole scenario, because it makes no sense at all to me.
I was very happy that my hand and Bobby's hand and Keith's hand went up. I suspected they might.
You were suspicious.
I was. Especially since I had discussed the flights with those two beforehand.
Because if all the hands went up, this is just the four horsemen of comedy bragging about their flights. But if one hand does not go up, well, now you've got a real comic scenario.
Yes. It's the one horse's ass
a real
comedy.
A real comic 6:30 scenario.
Yeah.
That was his password.
Yeah.
So, and then they got separate
suites.
Because
he snore. I don't blame her at all. He's a fucking beast.
What do you mean you don't blame her? When you're married, it's like...
No, but you can sleep. Nikki and I will sleep separately once in a while. If she wants to stay up at night, like if she doesn't want to go to bed on my schedule, if she's like, no, I'm feeling creative, or I'm like, I'm just not tired right now, as opposed to coming in and waking me, which she can come in quietly sometimes, but I'm such a shit sleeper.
But no, that's fine. But
So she'll stay. That's what it's like for them. Like Rich just snores. I've slept in the room with Boss over the years, doing gigs on the road, 30 years. You want to fucking. If I had a hammer, I would have killed Rich Voss on the road at one point. I would have killed him.
Fair, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who feel the same way.
Sure, what is this?
Right. But I mean, getting separate hotel rooms
It's crazy.
is a level of intimacy lacking that I've just never heard
No,
of.
I know, but they, it works for them.
Does it?
Yeah, because if
sure it works for
if your
Bonnie.
husband snores a lot.
Do they hang out?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw them together.
And then they'd separate. Like, all right, well, I'm going to my room. You go to your room.
I guess so, yeah. I didn't go to the Golden Nugget. I heard they redid the rooms, supposedly very nice. I've not been there.
Right.
Nor will I.
No, no. You'll be
Nor
at the
will
Win.
I.
You'll be at the Win. You can find me at the
Yeah.
Win, is what you say.
Yeah, I'll be at the Win. Or the Encore, maybe. Or the Resorts World, I hear, is very nice.
But not the one that you were at. Not the hotel you were at.
Circa?
Yeah.
I would say this. It was a resounding disappointment.
Oh, man. Well, Lori's getting very nervous.
Hi, Lori.
Lori on Long Island.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey.
I would please beg you to stop talking about that man. He's going to call. He's like Beetlejuice.
If you say his name.
I beg of you.
He really
I beg
is.
of you. I'm a first-time caller. I can't. I cringe. His voice, I can see him spitting. I can't take it.
Thank you, Lori. I do appreciate that Lori has never called the radio show before.
No.
And she feels so passionate that we need to stop because he might call in.
Because Rich may hear it and call. Rich had a later flight than I did. He had a midnight flight. So that's 3. He's probably just landing now.
Which is very nerve-inducing because that may mean that he puts if he's got his car parked at the airport,
Sure.
radio might come on. You might hear it.
You might hear it. We only have 2.5 more hours of the show, but he'll definitely be home unless his flight was delayed. But I mean, Vegas was lovely. We were anticipating some rough air, but we didn't get any.
Oh.
It was wonderful.
Who is anticipating rough air?
The captain.
Oh,
He said
you
there
and
might be some-
the captain.
The
'cause you're
captain.
we. So you and the captain.
I was looking at my app the whole
Yeah.
time. And this is how good this FlightAware. I'm going to plug FlightAware.
Oh, good.
I keep it open,
Good.
and it shows you dark green areas of weather.
Oh.
And a lot of times you see your flight path is right through them, and you're like, oh, that's where it's going to be pretty bumpy. And I was looking out the window at the black, like it was dark, but you could see the clouds blocking the lights below.
Yeah.
And right on the app, I'm like, we're flying around the green. And I'm like, this is really accurate.
And you knew.
You can see exactly where you are.
Yeah.
We're avoiding that very bad weather.
Did you fist bump the captain on the way out?
I didn't. No, he didn't
Good
come
job.
out.
Good job avoiding that green.
No, but I did. He sounded very captain-like. I was very confident. I think the flight attendant was a little overconfident.
You thought so?
A little bit. A little, like he looked like a linebacker. Mm-hmm. He was in good shape. A good guy to have on the plane in case somebody fucking acts up.
Right.
He's a guy you want. He's a thick-necked,
Right.
fucking, like he's one of those guys he's in great shape, but I played football in college shape. Like there's a little extra meat on his gut, but he still looks good. He's a fucking solid, he's a
Okay.
nightmare to deal with
Yes.
when he's angry. He's a thick fire plug fucking nightmare of a guy.
When he was in high
You know
school.
the type of guy, right, Mike? That I mean,
Oh, yeah.
those thick-wristed, not
Mike-
built
Mike
like
is
you
the
though.
type of
Just
guy.
like
no,
like
Mike
the corn-fed.
Meaty.
Yeah.
Meaty.
Yeah, Mike is not. Mike is in like workout all the time shape. This guy had the same type of arms, but you could just tell he enjoys what he eats.
Right. Not lean muscle.
Like
No.
Pete Alonso, probably.
Yeah.
But he's a guy who's like he's probably got a thick wrist and just is a powerful, awful fucking guy to have to deal with.
But overconfident a little.
A little bit,
A little machismo.
just a little like this is my fucking. I'm the purser on this flight, and I'm
Right.
fucking running. And I'm like, we got it.
We got it.
All right.
I'm a first-class passenger, sir.
Yeah.
I carry quite a bit of weight myself.
No, not really. Not compared to flight attendants. No one cares, but first class.
No?
No one don't give a fuck.
What if you don't have any underpants on?
in which I did not. I didn't even wear them to the airport.
Seriously?
Well,
You really were. You were feeling all the joy of Skankfest.
Well, Bob Kelly, of course, Bob, accurate reporting Bob tells me that apparently there were 5-hour lines at the airport.
Sure.
And we had a flight at 10:30, and I'm like, let's leave at 7. And if you've been to Vegas, it's a very close. It's 15 minutes maximum from Old Vegas to the airport.
Just very early, yeah. To go
But it is very early. But again, there was apparently really long lines.
Bob told you.
Yeah, and my friend Chloe missed her flight because on Frontier. And then we get there, and I guess the problem was just with Frontier. I'm going to say this.
You are flying Frontier?
No.
So you didn't experience
We did not.
the delays.
I'm going to say this. I've been flying. I started flying a lot in 97 when I started touring with Dice.
The 90s.
The 90s. Great time.
Yeah.
And this is the first time in all of those years that I have walked in and walked up to security, and I just a direct line right to the lady with no one in front. I've never seen the airport so empty.
So you said you left at 7?
7 p.m.
So we're going to say by 7:25 you were past security.
I was already standing outside the overrated Centurion Lounge.
Right. And because you probably didn't even know what gate you were at yet, because your flight wasn't going to leave for another 3 hours.
We were rather early. And I'm glad my wife keeps the Ring cameras on when she's home, because it's nice to have the notification constantly going off.
You like that?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, it's all the indoor cameras.
Yeah.
So because she's walking around your domicile.
She is, yeah, and doing what she's doing.
Did you get a meal at the airport at least?
We ate.
Or did you just hang out
I
in the
snacked
lounge?
a little this weekend. It was hard not to.
Sure, it's a celebration.
But I ate some chicken and some Brussels sprouts in the lounge.
Oh.
But it's called the Centurion Lounge. You need an Amex Platinum.
Right.
And there's a line to get
You need
in.
an Amex Platinum or Centurion?
Centurion is a black card.
Yeah.
But that's what it's called, and they get priority seating. But you need an Amex Platinum to get in. There's not enough Centurions to. There's not enough of them to probably have the lounge just for them.
I mean, it's a real problem. The era of the airport lounge is a bygone era, because there are so many now that you can get into with credit cards. And I hear it all the time from people who have no business stepping foot in an airport lounge. They get themselves a credit card and they go, guess what? Now I can go to the lounge. And they're such plebeian people that they specifically go to the airport early because they have lounge access.
Sure.
And they just want to take advantage and just really, live in the lap of luxury, not realizing that they're the ones who have spoiled it, and it is no longer the lap of luxury.
They're imposters, yeah. But I don't blame them either, because the airlines, it's all bare minimum. They give you nothing that they don't have to give you. We didn't get meals last night on the flight,
In first class?
No meal.
They didn't even come to you and go like, hey.
Not at night.
Because don't they usually
Snacks. A few snacks, if you want chips or fucking nuts, but no, it's
I
nothing.
thought they usually go, hey, tell me now if you want your meal, because we don't want to wake you up later.
Nope.
Especially, the 10:30 flight.
Yeah. They could have given
Maybe
a little.
maybe if it's like the 7 p.m. flight, they'll have to throw dinner in there. But still, fourth meal's a thing.
Don't know why. I mean, we got nothing. But I don't
If
blame
nobody
people.
eats dinner after 10:30, why is that Taco Bell drive-thru open so late?
I don't blame people for eating in the lounge. I don't blame people for going in, and there's too many people in the lounge.
Well, that's why. Because everybody's like,
Yes,
"I'll just get
but I
this
don't.
card, just go
I
to
don't
the
blame
lounge."
them. Because again, the airlines they fuck you at every shot. So somebody going in there and getting a nice free meal and some pretzels, or whatever, I have no issue with.
Oh no.
I would say
We did it. This is our fault.
someone's plane had landed, and I would say I'm delighted.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the celebrity hotline
Is ringing.
Is ringing off the hook. You never know.
Lori, aim for the cliff.
Who's going to call in to the Jim Norton and Sam Roberts show? But fresh off of his very own SWEET suite at Skankfest, Rich Voss, ladies and gentlemen.
Rich Voss. Hello, Rich.
What's
going on?
I just landed. I'm driving home in bumper to bumper traffic.
That's weird. At
No bet.
at 8:30 in the morning in New York City.
You landed to Newark?
No, I landed in Newark, and the second I got on the plane till we landed, I fell asleep the whole time.
Did you really? I was wide awake. I don't know how the fuck you do it, dude.
We so cozy in those tight seats.
I was. Oh, that's right. You were in coach and you fell asleep.
Well, I have emergency exit row. They're bigger seats.
Yes.
But let me tell you something. If you're in first class and they don't recline to beds, it's not that much of a difference. Believe me.
You're right, and these did not recline to beds. It was 5 rows in first. However, it is a monumental difference.
Oh, it is a big difference.
In this, and I still can't sleep on those planes. I don't sleep at all on them. I was fucking tossing and turning the whole shit time. I might have dozed off for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It sucks.
Rich, I'm with you. I fly coach. I'm fine with the economics of it. Don't equal out to me either. It's just
It's a write-off.
It's just the wife flying first and the husband flying coach is a rough look.
No, because I don't want to be by her anyhow. So
I forgot.
She'll tell me I'm sitting wrong, or I'm not dressed right, or
Is she embarrassed to sit next to you? We're Rich. Is she embarrassed to sit next to you as husband and wife?
She's embarrassed to admit that she married me.
Yeah.
More or less sit next to me. I got kicked out of the health club at the Nugget. I went to the health club, Friday after golf. And I had golf clothes on, not jeans. And they go, you need workout stuff. So I said, okay, I went back to my room. Then I went up yesterday, and I get to the health club. I go, where's the bathroom? And they go, it's in the spa, but you can't use it unless you're getting a spa treatment. I go, I just want to go to the bathroom, right? And they wouldn't let me. Then I was in the weight room. I'm in the weight room, and I'm doing lats.
Nice.
And the weights were hitting, they go back down when you're doing lats.
Yeah.
The lady goes, can you be a little more quiet?
Oh, my gosh, Rich, did you set off the lunk alarm?
No. It wasn't free weights. It's the lats.
Oh.
People that work out with us. Anyhow, she said people in the spa can hear it, and I went tough shit. Right? And she goes, you have to leave. You're very aggressive. I go, I'm not. I might be an asshole, but I'm not being aggressive, right? And I did one more set. I go, I'm done anyhow, stupid.
You know what, Voss? You're 100% right in this scenario. Fuck that Golden Nugget shit spa. In a gym, when you're lifting weights, I don't care if people make noise when they're lifting weights. You're lifting weights.
You get thrown out of Planet Fitness, you set off the lunk alarm.
I hate that lunk alarm shit.
But
You do?
Yes.
That's if you're dropping weights.
Yeah.
Like Jim should do with, like Norton should do with you. If you're dropping like heavy weight, okay?
But it's still a gym. Who cares if you drop though? It's a fucking gym.
Yeah.
Gives a shit.
Yeah, the people in the spa, fuck the people in the spa. They're all fat anyhow, and they don't work out. Fuck them. That's why they don't want to hear it because they go, "Oh, I should be doing that."
This is very aggressive. This is very aggressive,
Yeah,
Rich.
let me tell you something. Vegas is a fat reunion.
Yeah.
I've never seen so many disgusting humans on my planet. Not my planet.
On your planet.
That's right. This is your planet, Rich.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, those audiences, who was good to see? I saw DePaulo and I talked to him. It was good seeing him. I haven't seen DePaulo in so long.
I know.
Did you talk with him at all?
No, I was walking into the lounge when he was doing something. I hugged him and we said hello. But I thought I would see him for like the rest of the weekend. I just didn't see him again.
Really?
Yeah, I was happy I saw him at all. But it was a nicer. He was going like, a lot of times you're walking into the fucking. There's a pretty big green room and he's going somewhere else. So at least we said hello. But Stanhope, I got to talk to you for a little bit. I hadn't seen Doug in a while.
Oh, I didn't see him.
Yeah, he was there with his wife, and it was good to see. It was good to see Stanhope.
Keith was on my flight. He just got to the luggage just now.
That's cool.
I'm almost home. Yeah, T.J. Miller was on like it was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. It was a lot of fun. And the thing is, you do your shows, you hang out a little, and then you detach and get away from the mutants and stuff.
Yeah,
there's just a lot of partying there.
There is a lot of pot.
Yeah.
Fans are great though. Those are really nice fans.
Well, Rich said they're mutants.
Well, he's right. They are. They're fucking the ugliest collection of human beings ever assembled in one area.
Now
They're really great fans.
Rich, why did you and Bonnie have separate hotel rooms?
Because I'm me. Well,
You were the one
I
that
had
fell.
later shows.
Oh,
Because I come in late. She's already done with her shows, and I had later shows. And she'd be sleeping, and I would come in and wake her up and get on my phone. And I didn't want to impose on her. So, I moved out. I let her have the house. And
Did you guys
They gave
make
us
love
2
after your
shifts.
shows?
yeah. Did you fornicate?
Did you make love after your show?
Oh, yeah, when I was headlining every club, those shows back then.
No.
But-
We're talking.
I mean this weekend.
Love.
Yeah. Did you go to one of the hotel rooms? Was there one of the rooms that you guys was like, this will be the fuck room?
Yeah, did you wake up your blushing bride and make love to her?
Yeah.
No, but one night she kissed me. One night she kissed me on the cheek and said, "I'll see you tomorrow."
That's nice.
That was,
That's hot.
Oh, poor Bonnie.
and then, no, listen, they gave us 2 suites, and last year they gave us 2 suites, and we gave one to Florentine, and then we stayed in separate rooms. But all she kept doing is go to bed, turn your phone off. What am I living with my mother? And whatever.
Right.
So yeah, it was very peaceful,
Yeah.
And
Sex free.
she went to the supermarket, got a lot of food, and when she left yesterday afternoon, she left me some stuff, and I went up to her room and took it. Checked the other side of the room to make sure the pillows weren't used on the other side of the bed. So I could tell. I could tell there was no indentations on the other pillows.
Smart.
Why did you fly back separately? When did she come home?
She left yesterday afternoon. Well, 2 reasons. One, like Raina, Friday and Saturday night slept at friend's house. And, Sunday night, she just wanted to get home and she ran. And she was supposed to have a writing job for this TV show, and it fell through the last minute. So she rebooked her flight to go home Sunday or whatever, even earlier for, to get ready for this TV show and the money or whatever. They didn't want to pay her what she wanted.
Okay.
And so she came home early. And even the fact that we had separate rooms, the fact that she was out of Vegas, I was more at peace.
Yeah. Because Bonnie, she could have had a torrid affair though. That would have been easy. She could have slept with another comedian while she was there.
Mm.
Oh God, if that wouldn't have got me hard, nothing else. Just tell me a good story. Enough with the professor in college.
Oh, you've kind of gotten beyond the professor?
Oh, yeah, that was the best story. Where she would tell me she would put the big plant in front of the door, window, so nobody could look in. Oh, God. Oh,
Would you come to that story?
Creep.
I come to that story. I don't even listen. I quit high school. Just the fact that she was in college, right? And then with a professor. Oh my God, she was probably young, and oh God, tell me that story. Tell me about it now with a CrossFit instructor or anything.
Right.
How funny was that Bobby's podcast yesterday?
It was one of the funniest things I've ever been on. That podcast was so brutal and funny. I mean, nonstop. The crowd was. It was when Bert walked in, right, and then Ari walking across the stage with his dick out, and it's not like it's some. It's more balls than dick.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, listen. I mean, he does not care.
No.
He doesn't care.
He's a very naughty man.
Right.
I was telling you before how naughty Ari behaved.
I don't get it. Like, I think shaving half your beard and half your hair, do you think that's enough to walk around half hair face? You think that's enough?
It is interesting that he has. He has half a face of hair, and he also took his dick out.
And on top of that, was very naughty.
I mean, yeah, he really, the Kilimanjaro of naughtiness.
Is that the first time? Dawn, is that the first time somebody took your dick out and you didn't have to pay them?
As a matter of fact, it is, Rich.
All right, Rich. Well, listen, you get home safely. Okay.
Hey, listen, don't hang up like, okay, we're getting rid of the comments that like this is some road gig. I'm doing an improv. And go, hey, well, thanks for coming in. I fucking leave when I want to leave. All right.
All right. Sorry.
I'm gonna, hey, get home safely.
Sorry.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Sorry.
This week I'll be in Ocean City, Maryland. No, I'll be in Myrtle Beach this week.
Are they having shows down there?
I had a great time with you. What?
Are they having shows in Myrtle Beach, like, because of the
Well,
weather?
I'm there. I don't know if there'll be a show, but I forgot about the weather.
Yeah, the hurricane.
Well, listen, now I'm done with it. Now I'm done.
All right.
Okay, there it is. Always great to hear from you.
Rich likes to control when he leaves.
Rich Voss. Yeah, I'm glad he was in control of that one because, he's got to assert his dominance. It's important.
Yes.
You guys weren't the only ones concerned about travel. Our mayor, Eric Adams, likes to travel
he does
in the finest conditions possible.
The finest things that Turkey can offer.
That's right.
The finest in Turkish lavishing.
That's right. Right. He loves a lavish Turkish flight.
Yeah, they said I think it was over $100,000 or in over 5 years, 130,000 or something.
It was $10 million in cash money and $123,000 in travel.
Oh, $10 million in campaign stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he's only been the mayor for how many years? 3 years or 2 years? What was he doing before that?
Well, he's a senator.
Oh, I didn't remember that he was a senator.
Like
okay,
a state senator. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're talking about if he Kathy Hochul said, well, give him a few days to decide. He's going to step down. And once you're indicted criminally, he's going to step down, and then they're going to have a special election.
You know who wants to get in on that?
And I hope he does because there's some fucking radical leftist who is due to take over for, he's the mayor if Eric Adams leaves, so I hope they do the special election.
Special election. All the Cuomo sexuals want to come back out.
I'd vote for Andrew Cuomo. I mean, compared to that other fucking guy, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Cuomo wants to make the big comeback.
Yeah, good. I hope he does. I don't give a fuck about any of that other stuff.
Step down from governor, but it was one of those things that feels almost like the... who was the guy who used to be on SNL who was in Congress or whatever?
Al Franken.
Yeah, it was like an Al Franken thing where...
They fucked him too.
Yeah, he stepped down, going there, this is bad. And then once you step down, you're like, wait, I definitely could have survived that.
He could have survived it. I still see him at the cellar sometimes.
Al Franken?
Yeah, he's doing sets. He'll just go on and...
That's cool.
Yeah, he's funny. He's really funny. He was always a funny comic, but
yeah,
it sucks because he had momentum.
Yes,
and it's got to drive him crazy that he walked away.
Yeah. I guess they have texts from our esteemed mayor Eric Adams because he said
they got his phone. Yeah,
he said he didn't do anything. But then I started reading the text and it didn't. They'd come across as that innocent.
Oh, I didn't see any of the texts. I know they got his phone. They got his assistant's phone. The FBI when they want to grab everybody's phone,
Yeah, it seemed like he was traveling nice.
Yeah, I guess. And I mean, did he do anything policy wise that he shouldn't have done?
Well, I think, what was it, the Turkish consulate or something like that? That's what they
I know that the $10 million in matching funds comes from taxpayers. So, took money from the
taxpayers.
So wait, they donated first, and then the taxpayers had to match it?
Well, he applied for matching funds, and since you can't take money from the people that he was taking money from, he then applied that to matched funds, and he got the matched funds from, whatever is paid for by whatever policy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably going to, if they indicted him as the mayor, he's probably going to go.
Yeah.
That's hard to survive.
Especially if the people are like, wait, you cost us $10 million?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, fucking beat it.
Yeah, and people didn't like him to begin with.
I don't hate Eric Adams, again, just because he was an ex-cop and he didn't want this whole migrant mess. Like, he was, he doesn't think that's a good idea. So I don't really dislike him.
He hasn't done anything.
He has not done much, no. But again, his hands are also tied by that fucking shitbird leftist governor.
I thought you liked Hochul.
No, I tried to pretend I liked her.
You've been wishy-washy.
I've been very wishy-washy on Kathy Hochul.
Yeah.
I did vote for her.
You did?
Yeah, but
yes.
I misread.
You voted twice for her, didn't you?
I know, I voted.
You had the mail-in ballot, and then you also showed... Yeah.
Yes, but I spelled her name wrong.
Oh.
I spelled her last name Zeldin.
Oh!
Fuck yeah, I voted for Lee Zeldin for governor. So we'll see. I mean, Andrew Cuomo as mayor, I would love.
Yeah, I think it'd be a fun story.
I don't care if he kissed people. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit.
He's Italian.
They're
what
all
do
the
you
same.
Want?
Again, art from the artist. I don't give a fuck.
Mike, you're very sensitive to Italian culture and where it's used and where it's referenced. The fact that Andrew Cuomo did explain a lot of the physicalities that people had questions with as part of Italian culture.
Sure.
Where do you feel that landed?
I think if they're going to let us get away with wanton groping,
right,
for all of the other shit they've thrown at us, like when they try to cancel a hero like Columbus.
That's right.
I see.
It at least levels the playing field a bit.
Like, a little ass grabbing here and there is that's the price they pay for having vilified you.
Yeah, no, he's Italian. It's okay.
Right. This is your reparations.
Yeah.
And it would give you it would give you some license to do that. Like if you're walking around the office here and there's a couple of cute women down there, and if you want to grab an ass,
I can't be fired because it's discrimination.
Sure,
right.
It is.
You feel like the Italians have been unfairly persecuted, and so for reparations, you'd rather have that in physical touch.
Yeah, and it should also make me a DEI hire.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's fair. I think it sounds thought out.
Yeah, culturally
applies to everybody else like that.
Right. So why not? And the fact that it doesn't feels even more discriminatory, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry you have to deal with that.
You should be able to put a hand on the lower back, kiss on the cheek, maybe.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see, but it does feel like they've rallied the troops and gone like, no, we're done with Adams.
Yeah,
we're getting him on this.
There's a criminal indictment that's hard to survive as the mayor.
And did he turn himself in on? He did turn on Friday.
Yeah,
because he was talking before about turning himself in on Thursday. He said he was going to wait till Monday.
Oh,
but that again seems like a waste of taxpayer dollars. That the cops just have to wait and hang out until Monday when you finally turn.
It's humiliating.
Give yourself the weekend.
It's humiliating.
It's embarrassing. He said he didn't do it. He's innocent.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll see.
We'll see. It's always something. It's always exciting. What did he say in his texts? He said, because we were texting about it, right? Yeah.
I didn't read any of his texts.
Yeah, well, this was from his staffer.
To him?
No, to the airline manager. Saying, how much does he owe? Oh, it's very expensive because it's last minute. I'm working on a discount. Okay, the staffer saying, okay. Yeah, it's, the staffer saying his every step is being watched right now. Make it somewhat real. It's rough.
Yeah, the airline manager said, I'm going to charge $50. And then the staffer said, no, quote, a proper price. He said, how much should I charge? The staffer said, his every step is being watched right now. 1,000 or so, let it be somewhat real. We don't want them to say he's flying for free.
So wait, they offered it to him for $50, And the staffer goes, no, he'll pay $1,000 because that's more realistic.
Well, yeah, but I think the flights were like, 18,000.
Oh, that much.
They were still,
the flights were still more
was this
expensive.
international? Or?
Yeah, it was all like every international flight that he took, he made sure to take it on Turkish Airlines, even if it was more inconvenient. Like, always stopping in Istanbul. I think he took like a flight from New York to France with a stop in Istanbul because he insisted on taking Turkish Airlines because he was getting,
I had
free
heard in a
upgrades.
song, "You can't go back to Constantinople," and I wanted to prove that fact every flight.
So yeah, you can't be like $50 for a.
Sure, of course not. No, 1,000 is a bigger jump than I would have made. But I mean,
But the fact that they're saying, no, don't do this because we need it to look real implies that, like,
yeah,
okay.
of course, there's a deal. But I don't,
This
if
is
someone's
fishy.
giving a discount for a flight, I don't give that much of a fuck. But I mean, that's a big deal. If it's 18,000 and they charge 1,000,
Right, 1,800% off.
yeah. And it depends on what he was doing for Turkey and that. Yeah, like Clarence Thomas gets a lot of. I don't know if he's written them, if he's declared them all, but he got some jammed up for all these
Discounts?
like from a billionaire. The guy's a billionaire and he's fucking.
People love discounts.
But he's also putting them on a yacht. Like,
Yeah.
well, again, he's a Supreme Court justice. He's a lot more powerful than Eric Adams.
Oh, yeah. You kidding me?
Yeah, because he can vote a certain way, obviously for this guy's interests.
Yeah. I mean, I like to hit up a Bob-O-Pedic instead of your standard furniture store, but that's about it for me.
I mean, I didn't even get a discount from a furniture store that we work with.
Well, you go to Bob's Discount, that's why.
No, I just go somewhere else and don't plug.
Good for you.
Yeah, fuck them.
Good for you.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Steve in Florida. What's up, Steve?
Yes.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi, Steve.
So, De Blasio lost $800 million. I mean,
How did he lose that?
come
What do you
on.
mean? I'm not sure.
Misplaced.
His go ahead.
No. I was just saying misplaced instead of lost.
Well, his wife was given like $800 million to help, I don't know, a homeless problem or some
Right.
nonsense, and it's gone, and no one seemed to give a shit. But Eric Adams does a couple of obviously hinky things. Also spoke out about the immigrant thing, which was the problem, and now they're coming down on him, both feet. It's just kind of messed up.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that De Blasio thing with his wife, but I don't know. I just don't know any details about it. But I remember what you're talking about, but I just don't know anything about it.
They probably knew de Blasio was going to be such a viable candidate for presidency. They didn't want to disrupt that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he really did. It was a grassroots push.
Yeah, they said, well, he's clearly got a future in this. So
Sure.
we don't want to mess that up.
Show the nation how to eat McDonald's French fries. Yeah, he was quite.
Well, there's also a burger element, Steve, and a lot of people forget that.
There's something smug about him that just makes him a hateable fucking person.
D-Blas?
And I told you, I know someone who knows him, and they said that he performed their wedding, and they said he's the fucking greatest guy. He's a really nice. It's one of those things where anybody is, when you meet them, you judge them.
Thank you, Steve.
And then you meet them, and you're like, well, they are a person. Like, even you know what
You're
I mean?
a
Like,
Jets fan.
what's that?
Like how you're a Jets fan.
I met Aaron Rodgers. He was great. I met Lauren Bobart this weekend. Very firebrand conservative. She couldn't have been nicer.
Was she at Skankfest?
She was.
Wow.
I still don't.
She the one who went to Beetlejuice?
Yes.
Hell yeah, dude.
She looked good, too.
You sit next to her for one of the shows?
No, she was in the green room. She looked good. But she was very pleasant.
Was she doing shows?
No, she was just there. But she knew some of the comics.
Oh.
And she was very down to earth. And look, her policies I still don't agree with. But when you meet somebody, you're like, oh, yeah, they are just. It's like talking to anybody else. You're not talking to someone breathing brimstone.
You guys, have you seen any good musicals or anything?
No, but I did think of it.
Of course you did.
Because she looked good.
Everybody thinks of it.
You can't not look at her and go, she looks good.
I mean, it's literally what I just said. Lauren Bobart, the one from Beetlejuice.
Yeah, she looked very solid.
Yeah. It is funny to walk around realizing it's what everybody's thinking of.
Sure, it's not even a bad thing. Like,
No, it's just what everybody's thinking
sure,
of.
it just comes to mind.
Yeah.
Clinton dress,
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%.
Reagan jelly beans, forgets. Lauren Bobart Beetlejuice,
Beetlejuice. Handsy Beetlejuice experience.
Andrew Cuomo pierced nipples.
Big deal. So whatever.
Don't care.
He was during the pandemic, and,
Yeah,
the nursing home thing, but whatever.
Well,
that's no big deal.
Mistakes will be made.
That's
Sam.
what
you act like the perfectionist demand.
Oh, that's right. That's neither here nor
Mistakes will be made.
Guy got pierced nipples. He put boards up over the doors in the nursing homes. Big deal.
Shit. Move on.
Hey, who's even talking about it, right?
Move on.
Right.
I love that the Cuomos are not going quietly into this dark night.
No, they're still.
They are fucking fighting because they both were part of the machine that undid them.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they were both a part of that group.
But they didn't realize that, like...
It comes for you, too, man.
Right, they didn't realize that. They
it
thought
comes
they were,
for you, too.
They thought that they were too deep. No, I got all my friends here. They all like me. I'll be fine.
Because they forgot a couple of basic things. One is...
Anti-Italian discrimination.
I didn't think of that, but that would be the third.
Mike was telling me that that's what really did him in.
One would be how good it feels to punish people, so no matter who you are, if people have a chance, they're going to kick your teeth in, because it's fantastic to do it.
Especially when they're big muscle boys.
Sure, good-looking guys, powerful. And also, all these people you think are your allies, if you get out of the way, they all move up one slot.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's a part of it, too, is somebody wants your position, and somebody wants the position right under them, so no one's going to protect you.
Can't get cocky.
Can't get cocky, and you can't think that you're protected either.
No matter how pierced your nipples are.
No matter how ingrained you are, no matter how many other hot takes, the right takes you've given for them, doesn't matter. And that's with anybody.
No, but yeah, you're right about that the other Cuomo is doing the News Nation stuff and keeping his name out there. Like, I mean, every few weeks you see something about
Chris Cuomo,
Chris Cuomo doing something or other.
Yeah, but he was pompous. Like, they were very, very arrogant. I think Chris even more than Andrew. There was just a pomposity.
Sure, he had that national platform.
Yeah.
Nightly on CNN. But, you know, Andrew Cuomo, I think, started having certain aspirations because during COVID, he was like the man. His daily updates, everybody was watching
when it was new,
Andrew Cuomo daily COVID updates.
Sure.
He was America's Papa. That's what they called him. When does Papa come on the TV to make us feel better? And he was like, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, Papa's here.
And then that awful Letitia James went after his book money. Like, oh, shut the fuck up.
Right. I mean, Chicago had to deal with the COVID cowboy. Or whatever they
She was also awful. Lori Lightfoot stink. But although
But we had Papa.
She's doing her, she's a lawyer, obviously, and she's now going after, I don't know if it's another mayor.
Look at those pierced as hell nipples.
But she's using her, like, she's kind of like now a watchdog person, like using her legal knowledge. So she's still in the game, but she's pretty ferocious, apparently.
Do you think Papa wore that shirt for the press conference knowing, like, today's the day? Like, I've got enough clout now that I'm going to show him, like, Papa's a freak, too.
I don't know if you know that your nipples are... You have to assume he might not have realized they were showing.
I think he knew. I think sometimes you get in that place where... Because that was, like, the height of, like, you know, Papa's here to protect you. And, like, he was beloved. And I think he just wanted to make sure that the people who needed to know knew that don't you worry, when the sun goes down, I get my freak on. You know, and I think that when you're a freak like that, you want the other freaks to know. Holler if you hear me.
I don't even think nipple piercing is that freaky.
Well, when you're a politician and you're talking about saving everybody's lives from COVID and you could see your nipple barbells through your shirt, you're letting people know you're
maybe, but these guys are all, I mean, they had a different level of dirty with Elliot Spitzer. Now, there's a good guy. I love him.
Oh, yeah.
He shouldn't have went after people for it. If you're going to do it, fine, but don't go after people for it.
Hypocrisy can't be.
It's really a dislikable quality.
And you can't also piss off the wrong people as if you're
he fucked with somebody. I don't
right?
know who he fucked with.
Right. He fucked with a lot of powerful people.
Somebody was behind that who every day wakes up and goes, fuck him.
Yeah.
Somebody.
You got to make sure you are actually bulletproof if you're going to act like you're bulletproof.
And nobody is. There's always, even if it's not sexual, there's a financial thing.
Right.
You took this from that guy. They can tie you to that guy. Come on.
Who's the girl that got Anthony Weiner? Sydney Leathers? Was that
Sydney Leathers was one of them.
Remember when she was like showing up outside at campaign events?
That's right.
Like, what the fuck is she doing here?
She was a friend of mine.
I remember. Yeah.
Afterwards we met. She was nice.
Sure.
But yeah, there was someone before Sydney Leathers. Sydney was the second one.
She was the one that would like show up to events though and made a spectacle.
Yeah, she was not the escort. The escort was Don't tell me. What is it? Not Natalia. What's the first? Give me the first letter.
You mean from the
of the original one who brought him
the
down?
Spitzer thing?
Yes. First letter.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I remember.
What's that?
A?
Yeah. Yep. For first name. First name.
Not Abigail. Abigail. Second letter.
A second name?
No. Second
letter, first name, or first letter?
Second letter.
name?
The first letter of the last name.
D.
Oh God, I can see it floating.
Yeah, you're gonna kick yourself because I got it. Make your brain get it.
I know.
You don't have it?
No.
Yeah.
What's the second letter of the first name?
It's the
second letter of first name.
We're talking about the Spitzer one now, Travis.
Oh, Spitzer. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, so it's probably Audrey or
No. Second letter first name or
first name?
Oh, second letter first name.
Oh, DuPont or Dumont or
close.
Dupree. Ashley Dupree.
Boom. Got it.
Ashley Dupree.
Got it.
Yeah. It was the second. I meant the first name, but the second. Ashley Dupree. Yeah, she was the first one. He was client number 9.
Yeah. That documentary is really good, by the way. The client number 9 doc.
I probably have seen it.
It's good. Ashley Dupree came in and did the radio show. She had the pit stains. Remember?
She looked good though.
She did.
She did look good. Yeah,
she did.
I think we interviewed her. I think there was some baby boy that was like didn't like her, if I remember right.
Oh, there's a moral objection.
Oh, just someone just.
I'm not surprised.
Douchebag. No, of course not.
Way to have fun.
What's that?
I said way to have fun.
Yeah, I know. Pure autism. And there is something I'm watching which I really am enjoying, by the way.
What's that?
I'm going to say this, and this is a controversial take. That Jose Menendez knows how to fucking have fun.
Okay, well, I think...
Am I the only one saying hats off to Jose Menendez?
You talk about a naughty boy.
Oh, was he fresh?
You're like, why are the Greeks, you know?
I'm only... I'm not finished with I think we're on episode 7, but I got to be honest, you're right. Bardem and the guys that play Lyle and Eric.
Unbelievable.
The acting, even Nathan Lane.
He's very good.
As Dominic Dunn. The acting in this, I like this so much more than I thought. Ryan Murphy did a great job with this. I'm not done with it. Whoever's playing Leslie Abramson is very good.
Yes.
And I know that the family hates it. The Menendez boys hate this. But
they should just be happy they got Netflix in jail, apparently. I don't know how they saw it.
They must have, had a copy sent to them.
Or, a statement was just...
If they hate this as it is right now, I think they're pretty stupid because I do think, at least to the point I'm at now, it makes them look somewhat sympathetic where I never thought they looked sympathetic before. It seems to show things from all points of view.
Yes, it does.
It's showing things from this point of view, from that point of view. I think it's very fair. And there's that one episode where Eric just does a monologue.
That episode's incredible.
It was a little much. I got a little bored with it, but it was so well acted. I'm like, all right, this is what they're doing. This is the device they're using to get all of it out.
Yeah.
The cinnamon, I just made a mental note.
The what?
Cinnamon.
Oh, sure. So sad.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was all one take. There's room for cheating because of the zoom in and out, but it did look like it was all one take.
It did look like it was one take. She chimed in, but there was the same camera angle the whole time.
That's why, yeah.
I think these days, it was almost like the movie 1917. It's almost like they can probably cheat that and make it such an imperceptible cut by smoothing things together with AI. I'll bet you that they do plenty of cuts and they can just sew them together now where you just cannot see them.
I think they might have done cuts when they were doing the zoom in, zoom out.
Maybe, yeah.
I still think it's tough.
Sure.
When it's just a steady, a solid, single shot.
Not easy.
But in the zoom, because there's motion, I think there's room there to...
Yeah. I don't believe that was just one take, but it's not easy to do on a steady cam single shot.
Right.
But the brilliant acting. I mean, those guys who play those, they're so fucking good.
They're really great.
Javier Bardem is amazing. The woman who plays Kitty is great. I mean, they're all great.
Yeah. Chloe Sevigny is great.
Oh, who is she? Is she?
Yeah, she's Kitty. The mom.
I didn't even know that was her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is even
like her older work, but
I know.
Yeah, toot on that dick.
I know about the fucking brown bunny.
She's so sexy.
No, I remember from before.
Yeah, I didn't know that she was playing Kitty.
Yeah. What did you think of now?
Even better. Love her even more. Examining her son's penis. What a good egg.
Right. No.
Make sure he doesn't have AIDS.
Right. No, that wasn't I think you took that wrong. That wasn't
because you don't want to get the fucking AIDS
because it's
dad,
coming from
dad's fucking him. fair. Everyone's looking out for themselves. It's a very responsible family.
Well, there are other ways to avoid stuff like that.
Spartan Romans, pain.
Right. It's how you made tough soldiers.
Sure.
Yeah.
They loved each other.
He's so good, right?
He's so good. Jose,
Crazy.
you mean?
No, Javier.
Oh, yeah.
Javier Bardem, the actor.
Yes.
Not the man.
And they show them taking that picture at Sears, and it's actually a real picture. Like I've seen
the real
photo.
picture. Yeah.
They say there were no cuts to that take.
Wow, there really were no cuts. That's
They did it
amazing.
8 times.
Okay.
And the
Imagine if you fucked it up on the 30, because it's also a shorter episode.
How was it, like 40 minutes or so?
40,
33 it says.
43. How far into it? I would love to interview, but all I want to know is what is the furthest you got into that when you fucked it up?
28.
And they probably were fairly loose with certain dialogue. Like, you know what I mean? Like you could change this word or that word or...
They said it was different every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 8th and final take is the one that they used.
That might have been one of those things where it's like, you just get to the end. If you get to the end without breaking or flubbing...
It seemed like very natural conversation. Like it was really good.
Yeah, it was very great.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was improv.
Yeah, like with the
They could have had
information.
cue cards too.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, I'm sure he did. Yeah. Just little things to.
Because you can't improv too
No, it's
much.
got to be close to the story.
Exactly.
But it might be like whatever language you have to use to get to. I put cinnamon on it to make it to come taste better.
Yeah.
You know. Great device.
It felt a little like they were shipping Eric and Lyle a little bit, which was weird.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like creating that kind of
Sure.
sexual dynamic, which was a strange thing.
But they are handsome guys, and I just don't know how much of that is true or not. I know the Menendezes don't like it, but up to this point, it makes them a little more sympathetic, I think, than they ever were.
Well, I think as the years have gone on, there are way more people, especially because people who lived through it remember how not sympathetic they were in the media and how they were absolutely portrayed as just these guys. I think as time has gone on, there are far more people who have followed the case that are sympathetic to them and believe their side of the story.
Although they are liars, because there's that scene where Lyle, I think, is telling, hey, could you say my father raped you? Just say that he came on
there's
to
so
it.
much of that.
And there's
with
all
Lyle.
those, I'm sure those are recorded in jail.
When the book exists. Have you gotten to that part yet?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
But I mean, really, they were stupid. I mean, again, they were young though. They were 20, 19. I mean, they're not older guys. They were dumb rich kids.
Right. And the idea that like Lyle would have real things have happened and then just be such a delusional human being that he's like, if we lie about it, it'll make it even better.
Yeah.
And it's like, now they don't believe the true part, stupid.
The shotgun scene was great. Have you seen it, Travis? It was really good. The shotgunning of the parents.
Yes.
Was really well shot.
Yes.
Like, oh.
Yeah, brutal.
It was visceral.
Yeah.
Their fucking fingers come off.
For sure.
Yeah, Ryan Murphy, and the descriptions, I like that they didn't dance around the sexual abuse descriptions.
Oh, no.
Because it's very difficult to listen to.
Yes. And that would probably be very difficult on anywhere except a streaming service.
Yeah, just no way to do it on, and
even on
maybe
cable.
do things.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I mean, but it's very, very graphic.
Yeah. I haven't started the Aaron Hernandez show yet. It's not like it's week to week. I think it's on FX.
Oh.
So I haven't started that yet.
What is there to do about it? We know what happened.
Well,
there's no
story.
mystery.
Yeah, it's not a mystery show. They're telling the story of what happened. There's no mystery with the Menendez brothers either. It's
but there is a
true crime story.
There's a lot of the Menendez underneath this stuff. There's a lot of speculation. A note came out not long ago that they allegedly found the sexual abuse. Were they? Weren't they? I think the first trial was a hung jury, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So
yes.
There is a little more. Hernandez was just a fucking kind of, I guess, a gangbanger at one point,
but his sexuality too.
Oh yeah, he was probably in love with somebody in jail.
Right. So it's like, yeah. I think that's the direction. I did start watching the Penguin show.
I didn't finish episode 1, but I do like it.
It's good.
Yeah. What, is episode 2 out now?
Yeah, I watched episode 2 last night. I didn't think I would like it, but I like it.
Yeah.
It's still of that genre.
Sure.
But it's like it takes place in the emo Batman universe, and it picks up right after that movie ends. And it's just basically, Colin Farrell's amazing.
He's very good. The makeup is really great.
Yeah. But it's...
everyone likes it. I'll watch more of it.
It's good. It's really good. Yeah. So
what I've seen, I liked. I was surprised. I was like, I didn't think
I was too. I didn't think I would like it at all.
I didn't care about the Penguin.
No, I didn't. I was like, why are you doing a series about this? And I turned it on, and I was like, no, there's actually.
I should do one about the Joker.
Well, the Joker, a very limited. I mean, just at the very, very end of that Batman movie, you saw the Joker. So I guess you'd have a lot of freedom to kind of go in whatever direction you'd want with it. That's a tough thing to do, though, because a lot of people are very attached to it. It's very easy to get that wrong, I feel like, the Joker.
Is the new musical one, which I think looks really stupid, is that out yet?
No, it comes out, either this week or next week.
I just have no desire to see it. The fucking trailer was shitty. It didn't make me want to see it. And I liked him I thought he was great.
Yeah.
But I have no interest in this fucking shit.
Yeah, I'm really not sure about it either.
The Joker, the musical.
Well, I mean,
stop it. Just stop it.
Yeah. What would you do with it? Is it like you're
another movie? Because he was very good.
But if you said you were going to do a series.
Oh, you mean as the Joker?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it'd be menacing.
That's actually an interesting take.
I'll take over Gotham, Batman.
Okay. I think the idea is that Batman is not a part of this.
Oh,
yeah.
That's still pretty menacing, though.
I mean, I was a little worried, I would say.
There were people who, when I did it years ago, said it was they got douche chills.
Right, that's different from menacing. That's a little bit. That's not quite the same. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll go see the musical Joker or not.
I don't give a fuck. No. I'll watch it if it's on. I'll give it a few minutes, and if I like it, I'll keep watching.
Are you going to go see it in theaters, Travis? Have you decided if you're going to see musical Joker?
I don't know. If I have time,
right?
Maybe,
right?
Because I
didn't even see The Substance yet. I feel like I'll see The Substance.
Yeah, you should see that before the Joker.
All right, then I'll see The Substance.
Sure. Yeah,
I'd rather watch Coppola's
see that again with you.
epic bomb. Wow. By the way, the name, what was it, Megalopolis?
Yeah, but they said Megaflopolis.
That name sounds like a bomb. Megalopolis sounds like it's destined to tank.
Any movie, I told you, I think I said it last week, like any movie that the filmmaker himself has had to invest his own money in and done it over the course of years, odds are it stinks.
Especially when you're him.
Yeah.
And the studio wants to work with you on, because you've done The Godfather, you did The Godfather 2, you gave in and did 3 for him, you did Rumblefish, you did fucking Apocalypse Now. He's got a great resume.
Travis, you went to the movie theater? You didn't see FFC's new one?
I was gonna.
But
I'm open to seeing it.
But
yeah.
I want to see The Substance instead.
Well, I think
What's The Substance?
It's the Demi Moore movie.
Demi Moore? It's hard to explain. It's really fucking good.
It looks good. The trailers are awesome.
Okay.
It's really, really out there.
But so is Megalopolis.
No, this is like... I was like, oh, okay, we found the line. Oh, no. All right, we're going over the line. Oh, we're going over the line again. Oh, okay, it's going to keep going. Okay.
That's great.
Most times, passion projects
like Megalopolis
go down in flames.
But also, most times, I feel like passion projects aren't meant to recoup the money. He's making it because he wants to.
Right, but they're probably not meant to take
Mm.
record-breaking losses. Like
I'll see it. I like him
too. I love him.
I'll see it.
Well,
I would probably.
wish you had seen it over the weekend.
Well, if it's still in theaters next weekend, maybe I'll go see it. I'd go see that before Joker.
Like the Fablemans.
Kevin Costner's
was
movie?
that was Spielberg's passion project about his story, which was remarkably uninteresting.
But he at least had studio money.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Independent
And it got award consideration.
Yeah, it
was fine. But I watched it. I was like, I didn't give a fuck about it. A couple of interesting moments. His mom was fucking somebody. That's kind of hot.
It wasn't a failure, though.
No, to me it was. 'Cause I didn't like it, but it was like it did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, yeah.
I just didn't care about his story with his little camera.
Kevin Costner's Horizon,
as I predicted.
That's a self-funded passion project. Now the second one comes out in August of this year.
Now,
okay, just making sure we're going to check that out at the end of summer 2024.
That fucking movie. Did you see that video in Brazil of the plane pancake spinning in?
Yeah.
That's what that costume movie did. It was a pancake spin.
Huh.
But I knew it. The trailer stunk. The dialogue in the trailer stunk. We watched it. I was like, this is terrible.
He's a cowboy.
Gives a fuck. I'm so sick of fucking cowboys.
Cowboy.
Holy
baby.
shit, can we stop it?
That's what they should have done. If they had put the Kid Rock song Cowboy under that trailer, then people would be like, ooh, a modern cowboy.
Sick of these fucking cowpoke idiots.
Okay. All right. Are they cowboys?
Long duster jackets.
Duster jackets are cool.
They suck.
Oh.
We got it.
Are they cowboys in his other show that he left?
Yellowstone. They are.
They're cowboys, right? Yeah. People love that show.
Love it.
He should have stayed with that show.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, okay, so Chapter 2 comes out this August of 2024.
Yep.
And when does Chapter 3 come out?
That's a good question. Probably shortly after.
Shortly after. So we'll probably get that by end of September, I would say. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, because they were considering a Chapter 4, correct?
Oh, I don't know.
I think so.
Probably if the first 3 went well.
Is it Horizon it's called?
Oh, yeah.
An American Saga.
Oh.
Does it still count as an American Saga if the sequel never comes out?
I hate American sagas.
Filmed and poorly edited.
So the fact that it is on celluloid, it still counts?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
An
It
American
exists.
saga.
That's right. I like an American Tale.
What?
Fievel Goes West?
That's a good one.
Fucking trite, non-moving. It doesn't move me at all.
How come they never bring up an American Tale, Five Goes West, when they talk about the great sequels?
I don't know, man.
Sequels better than the originals.
Loved it.
Yeah. Just singing somewhere out there looking out the window.
I'll sing that with you.
Poor fucking mouse.
You want to duet?
Yeah. I mean, like I'm not singing it in my head right now. Poor Kevin Costner.
Fuck, poor Kevin Costner. He made a decision. It was stupid. It was arrogant. It's like Waterworld.
Waterworld.
Stop with the epics. 3-hour fucking edit, man.
I'll tell you what, if he comes out with a baseball movie, people will go see that one.
Yeah, he's had some great movies.
He's the king of the baseball movie.
What do you do? Bull Durham and
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams, yeah. Field of Dreams is very good.
Bull Durham's the shit.
But I've seen it.
Oh.
I'm done.
Baseball's an American game.
Ugh.
You don't like baseball?
I do, but I'm
just
who
over
gives
it.
a fuck.
And Draft Day, wasn't that a baseball movie?
No, man.
Oh. Football?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
People love Draft Day.
Well, yeah, sports. Sports are great.
Sportabouts are a gene. My friend used to wear sportabouts.
No, I thought you just, like, I didn't know what you were saying. I thought you were having a stroke. Like, I was just like, these are just words.
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There was a panting, it was like Levi's. Sportabouts.
Sportabouts.
And my friend would wear them and we would make fun of his shitty sportabouts.
I mean, that has to, when you come up with the name for that gene, you have to know this is the, people will get bullied for wearing this product.
Are they still around or are they old?
Sportabouts? I don't think they're still around.
Are sportabout jeans? We would look at his jeans and just laugh at him.
Everything I see says vintage, so
I can't imagine.
I'll see if they're still.
Yeah.
I mean, even Jenkos are making a comeback, but Sportabouts is never, because it was never cool to begin with.
They were never cool.
No.
Nobody rocked a pair of sportabouts.
No, there's some dead stocks though on
I may check that out. Okay, they still got a dead stock. That's pretty cool.
Why would people write dead stock sportabouts?
Are the dead stock? Oh.
Are those pants that are old but just never...
No, dead stock is, yeah, it means they were never touched.
Like
They're
new
still brand
old stuff.
new.
Yeah.
But I feel like that word is reserved for,
yeah,
hipper,
sneakers, yeah, stuff like that, yeah. It's more, I normally more see it in the sneaker context, streetwear maybe. I don't know if Sportabout is considered streetwear.
I don't know. I mean, and as I look back on it, it is a sporty jean.
You think so?
It's like what Neil Sedaka was wearing in that midnight...
As he danced?
As he danced well.
Wow, look at that Grailed. Okay, well, it's only $99.
Yeah, that's a nice.
It's still less expensive than a new pair of jeans.
That's a nice pant.
Oh yeah, I can see where they kind of flare out. That's cool.
Yeah, that's a cool sportabouts. I'm gonna get a pair of sportabouts.
You should. I bought my kid some wide-legged cargo jeans in like in the Gap or something like that, like in a store.
Sure.
Like these are the cool jeans now. I felt so good about it.
A lot of pockets.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I like a lot of pockets in a pair of pants.
You like a corduroy. What happened to your corduroys?
I was too fat for them, but I'm losing weight, so I'll wear them again. By winter, I'll be fine.
And you'll be rocking corduroys all winter long?
Yeah.
They were baggy.
I still got to drop some more. No, but in the waist, they were tighter.
Tight. You just like those.
And I'm literally too fat for. Like I still lose another 15 pounds, but
Before you can fit in your cords again?
maybe I don't want to have to struggle. I want them to be comfortable.
Sure.
You know, little pretzel boy this week.
You had some pretzels at Skankfest?
On the planes, I like to. Yeah.
Well, you got to. You
Makes
got to
me-
have a
I
nice...
get nauseous, and that's a very even keeled food in your belly.
Well, it's a nice carb-based foundation.
In your belly.
I see your belly.
Yeah, it's all carb, but in your stomach, it's kind of a neutral thing.
Yeah, it settles in there.
Acidics will fucking get soaked into it. You're not going to probably puke a bunch of pretzels.
If you want to talk about sporting jeans, maybe don't show your belly.
I can see your belly. That's literally my favorite video.
The
of all
worst,
time.
most hostile, non-comic comedian exchange of all time.
Maybe don't show your belly.
We heard you, Sir Patrick.
I love it.
I got another one. He's going back to the belly?
Yeah.
Because I think he wanted to call him, like, you know, an old man who looks at young boys, you know, and like he wanted to make a reference to the Jonas Brothers, but I think he wasn't going to go that far, so he went back to the belly.
If you want it's such an
If you want to talk about the Jonas Brothers, don't show your belly.
Oh, here we go.
Get your hands out of your...
It was a bad... Patrick Stewart seems like a fucking pompous douchebag.
And
James Corden
seems like a pompous douchebag.
He is, but but Patrick Stewart started this. James Corden wasn't fucking with him. He was just doing what he did.
No, I mean, and James Corden handled himself poorly. It's very possible for
terrible.
two people. Because he got in his face like he was going to fight him on the Glamour Women of the Year stage.
I know.
Like, what the fuck are you doing with yourself, Corden?
He was just like this fucking British asshole. He probably got the hi-hat from him backstage.
Yeah, let's fucking fight right now.
I was in Star Trek. Fucking boo.
No. The next generation.
Who gives a shit?
He was ready to throw down right there.
Here we go.
It's James, isn't it?
Look at him. He's in his space. He's in his space. He's got his chin out.
He's not meant to be a tough guy.
No,
James
but
Corden.
he's like, I'll fight Patrick Stewart on this Glamour Women of the Year stage right now. Fuck him.
When the presenters are up here and when the recipients are receiving their awards, don't stand at the back of the stage with your hands in your pockets, looking around as though you wished you were anywhere but here.
Oh, you couldn't be more wrong, sir. Oh. You couldn't be more wrong. Oh, genuinely. And if it looked like that, I'm so sorry. But when you come up and present an award, just get on with it. There we go.
Oh, and he's putting his hands on him, too.
But he also got a bit of a laugh there, and they could have...
Oh, he could have pulled the chute right there.
They could have both just walked away from it. He did alpha slap him, but I mean, they did get a laugh.
He was getting in his space, but there was a moment there to go, okay, we can move on from this here. And, like, if we're going to fight, let's fight backstage.
Yeah, like, the audience was kind of laughing at the moment.
Right, and just like, okay... And uncomfortably laughing because they're ready for it to
be done.
Pass.
Yes, but guy who's used to reading other people's dialogue and sounding great thinks that he can improv his own.
Right. Anyone can do this.
Yeah. I was sitting, I can see your belly.
There you go.
That was right over there at the back of the room. These people down here, you know.
So he kept going.
Sorry, I'm waiting for the punchline. Go on. No, seriously, go on.
Okay.
No, go on.
He's going to fight him.
You can see my belly, and we can all see you dying right now. Let's go for it. Here we go.
Okay. It's hostile. It's hostile now.
One more.
Okay.
Do you want one more?
Yeah. It's like a roast. Roasted.
If you fancy the Jonas Brothers, cover your belly.
What?
It literally got a 0. Cover your belly. Maybe you should have zapped open a spaceship door. Yeah, James Corden handled it poorly as well, but he didn't start it. And there was that one shot, and fucking get on with it. Like, there was that thing. Patrick Stewart was a douchebag to scold him for the way he's standing in front of everybody.
They both showed themselves to not know how to handle themselves in any situation.
Yeah, but reacting to it,
We're gonna
I
fucking
give him
fight right now.
a bit
Pat.
more. Yeah, he didn't need to alpha like he's a tough guy.
Yeah, we're gonna fucking fight on this stage, dude. I'm gonna shove this glamour statue right up your ass.
Yeah, when he said you're dying, after he said even the first belly one, he could have moved on from.
Yeah.
But he was like, and then he's sitting over there.
Yeah, and then he goes,
dummy with no comic sense, sitting over there.
well, you know. Do you want one more? You don't have one more,
Boy,
dude.
you better have a knockout punch. Would you like one more? Like, all right, if you demand it.
I'm sure I'll think of the end of the sentence as I begin the beginning.
It's my favorite. If you like the Jonas Brothers, you should hide your belly.
Like, what does that mean?
He had nothing.
Nothing. And now James Corden's going to throw the fuck down.
They should literally, Ryan Murphy should do a documentary about this exchange.
I'd watch it.
I would watch it.
13 eps.
Yeah. Your belly. I guarantee you their reps off stage told them how great they were.
Oh, no, it was a fun banter.
He was an asshole.
It was like a roast.
You think this should be the next feud?
Oh, for sure.
Did they
I'd
ever
watch
make up,
this.
or is there any follow-up on this? Like, did they ever talk again, or no?
They fought in the parking lot.
That'd be great.
And you can count on me waiting for you in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Let's see the end. Let's see James Corden hit him back.
Get over there!
Oh, get on with it.
For whatever it's worth, I like your belly, so.
Oh, they're turning on you,
Shut up,
Patrick.
trying to make it better because you fat-shamed the fat man. Oh, look at this.
But I would pay to
they're
see
fighting.
Sir Patrick Stewart dying on stage any day, so.
And for the people that haven't seen my belly, is there anyone who hasn't got a... It's just there.
Okay, all right. Let it go, James.
I know.
Let it go.
That's it, but he got him with a
Okay,
sense.
can we get a taxi ready, please?
Oh.
The old man going home. Okay.
Yeah. But you shouldn't fuck with the host.
I've read interviews before where he talks about having an inferiority complex and not.
James Corden?
Yeah, and like not belonging in show business, and
Well, maybe he shouldn't be challenging Patrick Stewart to a fight.
Yeah.
it fucked him up good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Patrick Stewart was a fucking... You should telling him how to look on stage. He's a douche.
That did come across like when Vince Neil challenged Axl Rose to a fight at the VMAs. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Well, it's like Perry Farrell starting a fight with a guy who could clearly throw him through a window. Navarro is probably just being very patient.
I love it when people challenge each other to fights publicly. It's inappropriate.
Stop it.
Then he punched him backstage too.
Yeah,
he did. Right square in the face.
Yeah. And then I heard, I don't know if it was from the guitar test, but I saw on an Instagram reel like the isolated audio of just Perry's microphone, and he's just screaming like, "Fuck these guys! Fuck these guys!"
And a lot of it was over. Him and his wife had thought there should be more production in the show, and there should be like sexy girls dancing. And the other guys in the band were like, no. A couple of reasons. One, it's just cheesy at this point in our careers. And it's also they probably want to cut expenses.
Yeah, what's with the
We're
budget?
not doing 20,000 seats.
We're barely making money touring anyway.
Yeah, we got to pay for everything. Let's just make the money and do the songs. You don't need sexy girls.
No.
Fucking stop it. It's not 1991.
Why don't you hire a guitar tech that had his own podcast?
I mean, he did blab it.
I would never do that.
No. No, not without an NDA.
No.
So what's he going to talk about? The fight.
Right, exactly. It's good for the pod, dude.
Sure,
it's good for the pod.
Sure. He's probably going viral.
He is. He's super viral right now. He's the new Hawk Tour.
Yeah.
Spit on that thing.
Apparently she's likable, though.
Yeah, but also apparently her podcast is the shits.
Is it good?
No. When you pluralize it, it means bad.
Oh.
Not the shit, the shits.
Okay. I did have the shits this week, by the way.
What, were you listening to Spit on that thing?
No, I had lots.
That's what the title should be. Forget about Talk to Her. If it would just call Spit on that thing, maybe I would listen.
I'm sure a podcast is doing well.
I don't know.
I saw a thing. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's supposedly number 3 on the most listened to podcast.
But they all shoot up, though, when they come out.
Yeah.
And you got Logan Paul behind you.
The first week is...
Was it Logan Paul behind you?
No, Jake.
Oh, Jake, sorry. Yeah.
The first week is always...
Yeah.
Because it's all new listeners, and those are weighted more heavily.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of people on YouTube not reviewing it well.
Are there negative reviews?
Yeah.
I have not looked any up.
Yeah. I didn't either, but I guess I was.
Or I haven't seen it.
They flooded into my algo.
Well, you're a blowjob fan.
I'm the biggest blowjob. That is. Oh, cool.
People Photoshop her with people she's not getting on.
She had Kim Jong-un? That's awesome, dude.
They're like, wow, she's getting everybody.
That's a huge...
How did she get him?
That's a huge flex.
I don't know how to talk.
I'd be happy if she became like the biggest thing in the world in podcasting, to be honest. I want her to win. Because she makes people who like...
Because she doesn't deserve it?
Well, people just get so mad about it, and it's like, who cares? I hope I hope she has like one of the great broadcasting careers ever. I hope Talk Tua becomes the new Carson. Be great. It's the way it should be. It also exposes the fact that, like, you know, kind of anybody could do this. It's fun. Yeah. It's fun.
Oh, wow.
Oh, she had Trump on too? And what? She just also was befuddled the same way she was befuddled by...
Yeah, these guests, they just say things.
Wow. I wonder if it was as good as the Theo Trump interview. No. All right, well, let's take a break. Look at my belly, boys. What do you think? Welcome back. It's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
You're dying.
Oh, man. Hey, rest in peace to Chris Christopherson. Lost a real one.
He wrote a very fine song.
I mean, singer, songwriter, actor, the whole deal.
He did a movie in the 70s called Convoy. About trucks. And, yeah, he wrote Me and Bobby McGee.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, Janis Joplin's version of it is better. He does a version. Hers is better. It sounds like something a woman, even though Bobby could be a girl's name too, but...
Yeah, Janis Joplin does the definitive version.
It's just great.
Yeah. Yeah, but but still just a great song. And did Oasis announce American tour dates? Mm-hmm. Okay, they're really committing to this. I mean, they've lasted this long. Kind of is a good hope. The fact that, you know, I feel like if they get past that early slump, right? Like if they get through the first couple months without imploding, then odds are good that they'll manage to maintain throughout. So where are they playing?
They're doing the Beacon.
Let's see.
I'm assuming MetLife is on the docket,
Toronto.
or Yankee Stadium maybe.
Rogers Stadium in Toronto,
Mm-hmm.
Soldier Field in Chicago.
Wow.
MetLife in East Rutherford, Rose Bowl in Los Angeles, which I think is way cooler than SoFi, and Mexico City.
You know how you know they might not fuck it up?
I don't think they will.
Because the money for this is so astronomical. To do a stadium tour, like not a fucking basketball, but like a football, soccer stadiums tour. I mean, there's millions and like it's
That's
just
true. I mean, this has been on the table for years and years and years, though. It's
but
not like
once it's there, and once you're doing it, and the money might be higher now than it was then, it's hard to say we're doing this. Let's fuck it up.
And
It's
then we're
easier
gonna
to
fuck it up.
Yeah, avoiding it is still crazy. But they might be like, fuck him, I'm not doing it. But once you're doing it and you see the figures written down and you're selling tickets, what are you, an idiot? I mean, come on, man.
When is MetLife?
August 31st.
August is going to be ultra lit for MetLife.
One of the social media posts that I saw specifically in large font.
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Well, these assholes in Jersey have allowed New York to hijack it by saying New York because it's New York adjacent. What are you doing?
Yeah, New Jersey MetLife Stadium. I might just hang out in the Meadowlands for all of August.
Nowhere else to go.
No, that's gonna be sick. Wow. And
yeah.
It's a tight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 day tour. You know what I mean? August 24th through September 12th. They're hitting everywhere, so it's not like they have to put up with each other for months.
And they have days off in between. 4 days between Toronto and Chicago. 3 days between Chicago and Jersey. Jersey and LA, there's like a week off. And between LA and Mexico, there's 6 days. So that's like you have time to not only rest your voice, but if you want to go do something in the city after or before, you can relax. You can, like, non-stressed touring is probably so much easier than tonight we're here, tomorrow we're in Detroit. It's like they're probably fuck that.
5 dates. 5 dates.
There could be more.
And there's probably the reason there's 4 dates in between, like, is because they'll probably add at least another MetLife.
A show, of course.
I saw a leaked schedule that I now believe is completely real because all the dates have lined up.
Interesting.
There's holds on another date in Jersey, another date in Chicago.
Yeah, it's to do your things.
Yeah.
But it's nice to add a show. At least you're in the city. You don't have to go somewhere else. And
yeah.
Do you think they'll do that Champagne song?
I hope so. I like that one.
Yeah, they have a lot of very big songs. Where else they'll go? They'll probably do the whole world. I mean, world tour. If this goes well and they get through it, they'll probably add stadium dates all over the earth, you know.
Yeah, I've read Australia and New Zealand. And
yeah. It's smart to only promise a little bit at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So that way they can be like, you know what, that's it, we did it, that's it, we did what we promised.
And it also keeps your name in the news.
Exactly.
Like if they had announced these 3 weeks ago.
Yep. But who knows, too? I mean, if it goes well, they could just keep touring.
If you believe Liam, they already wrote another record and recorded it.
Liam doesn't lie.
Never, not once.
I bet you they film it for Netflix, too.
One of the shows?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. They said that you have to be there.
Rose Bowl might be
in LA, yeah.
I would assume it would be one of the UK shows.
Yeah, that's probably right. A Wembley show would probably be the one you'd... Well, when we last left everybody, there's a lot of concern. Because I don't know if you know this, but over the weekend, Troy was inserting stuff in his butt. Right?
Well, I personally was not.
You were having it inserted.
There was, yes, something was inserted inside my rear end.
Troy hired a woman
to
insert something in his butt.
That's right. That's
Stop right there.
That's right. So anyway, we're going to move on to something else. Yeah, Troy went in for his 50-year-old checkup. No. And they recommended a colonoscopy. That was 3 years ago.
Sure, you got to do it.
So you got to go in and do it now.
Did you do a colonoscopy?
I did, yeah.
Prep day sucks.
Yes.
Did you puke at all or just shitting all day?
Oh, I shit my brains out.
Yeah. It cleans you out good.
Yeah. No puking. I didn't feel sick to my stomach.
I puked once. I think I drank too much of it. I was fucking vomiting and shitting. It was bad.
He took the pills. He didn't drink. The powder, right?
Oh, they gave me Docalax. It was just all over the counter. And then it was like a powder I put into Gatorade.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I did. But you drink it. You still drink it, yeah. And they knock you out propofol?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, it was great.
You wake up, it's done.
I mean, literally, like, okay, you're going to feel it going into your arm. Okay, you're good. And it's
Isn't that great when they tell you to count down? We're going to count down from 10.
They didn't even tell me to count down.
You don't have any recollection.
Well, they knew he'd get stuck. But I mean, 10, 11.
You can count up if you want.
No, that feeling of when you go into, I love that feeling of going into the OR because I know that, like, I don't know why it's calming. Like, whatever I need to get done is getting done. And the doctor is there, and I know the needle's in my arm, and I'm going to go to sleep. Like, I think it's the idea that I can finally sleep.
You're totally out of control, and you can finally get some good sleep. That's what Michael Jackson loved it.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
And he did the same stuff as Troy.
With the butt stuff or the propofol?
Yeah, just everything.
Oh, okay, cool.
You never had a colonoscopy?
Me? No, I have not.
Travis, no?
No, I'm not 50 yet.
No, but you could do it earlier. I mean, there's people do it.
It's 45.
Yep.
Are you sure?
And anybody that reaches 45 should definitely
get it.
So
this is your second one?
No, it's my first one.
Did you get an endoscopy too?
No.
Did you get something shoved up the urethra?
No, thank God.
Okay. Just in your personal life?
I've never had anything in my urethra.
You never had a heated rod up your urethra?
Never.
You never did sounding? It's called sounding, you little fucking rookies. They put a metal sounding tube in there and they expand your dick hole.
You never did that?
No.
If you say so. Okay.
How did it feel when you woke up? Was your asshole sore?
Nothing.
Oh, good for you.
Nothing.
Atta boy. What'd they say?
They said,
well,
clean as a whistle?
Before we find any of that out, I don't know if you know this, but Lazy Eyewitness News was on the scene.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. There was, we couldn't let a story like this go.
Sure, the scoop.
without this happening. And to my knowledge, Lazy Eyewitness News was actually marked as Troy's chaperone. So they were able to get in there and do a report with Troy immediately after the procedure before he was able to talk to any of his loved ones or anything.
Okay, yeah, good.
And also they were granted access to Troy's fiance, who, of course, Troy lives in a studio apartment.
Sure.
So when the, as they call it, the shit extravaganza happened the night before, she was privy to all of that. I'm assuming that must have been covered.
And it is a mess.
Yeah. And also, Lazy Eyewitness News was granted access to the doctor who performed the procedure.
Oh, good.
So that was able, somebody that's that in touch with Troy's rectum.
Sure.
That's a knowledge base that we've never been able to get from anyone.
Sure.
So that's great. That's unprecedented access. And we appreciate you helping us out with that access, Troy.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, Mike, you were the one who went and represented Lazy Eyewitness News?
Yes, we were able to perform wall-to-wall coverage.
That's great. Good. That's great. That's great. This is an exclusive. This is a Jim and Sam Lazy Eyewitness News exclusive. Okay, so we have the interviews. Is that what you've got? Mm-hmm. Okay. And where are we going to start?
Wherever you want, buddy.
Well, you tell me, because I haven't heard them, but you have.
Is it video or just audio?
Just audio.
Just audio.
Medical facility.
They were weird about recording video. So
HIPAA laws can be very, very
I guess so.
Now, Troy, to be fair and to be clear, so everybody knows for legal purposes, you waived your HIPAA rights for Lazy Eyewitness News?
Yeah, I mean, nothing is documented, but I did speak to the woman.
Can you tell us on the record right now that you waive your HIPAA rights?
I would hold off on admitting that you waived them. See how it comes out.
For this instance.
You should sue us.
I waived. I said, Mike has free access to me as soon as I'm done.
Okay.
And I actually asked them to please, the second I come to, please bring him in.
Okay. Because I know that when they talk about the vaccine stuff, you're big on HIPAA rights and not having those violated.
That's right.
Right, but this is
all good
because we're seeking knowledge.
That's right.
Okay, good. All right, well then, we have some photographs. Wow,
I forgot.
I didn't know you were able to. There.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are looking at Troy. He's got his thumb up, but his eyes are. They appear to be shut. Now, Mike, I was not on the scene. Are his eyes indeed closed?
He was sort of fading in and out. You know when you're falling asleep on the couch, but you're not quite out yet?
Sure.
He was around there.
Sure. And is this post propofol?
This is after the procedure.
After the procedure.
It takes a few minutes to come out of it.
Yeah.
You're a little loopy.
Yeah.
It's a great.
So good.
It's a great feeling.
You can see why Michael Jackson.
100%. 100%.
If that could be prescribed to me every day, I would take it.
You would?
Yeah.
I mean, you just float off into space, and then you wake up on the other side.
But you got to have somebody monitoring you while you're under, because you're
Dr. Conrad Murray.
You won't. He did a pretty commendable job.
Yeah, he did great.
Would you like it if Troy starts getting hooked up?
I mean, wouldn't it be great if Dr. Conrad Murray was found not guilty and he still had a practice? And Troy just enjoyed this so much, he's like, you know what? Let me call up Dr. Conrad.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Like if some listener reaches out to Troy and he's like, hey, I can get that for you.
You know, I could do it way safer than Michael. The problem with Michael Jackson was he was combining stuff. You could just...
And it is strange because you walk into the thing, you put your hospital...
Your little hospital Johnny.
And then you get into the gurney... And then they get you in position to have your butthole probed.
Nice.
Sure.
So, like, your ass is facing the doctor while you're still awake.
It's the most empowering thing ever.
Oh,
looking at my asshole, folks.
It's very vulnerable.
I love it.
Though. Very vulnerable.
Very vulnerable.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
But the guy that was giving me the propofol, he was, they keep this conversation going, okay, you're going to feel a little pinch. Okay, good. Then we're going to do this. Now you should feel this. Now you feel a little warm. And, he's kind of...
I love that. To see if the IV works, they put the little stuff in there. Oh, it's great.
Are you, and how were you nervous going in?
Not really.
Right.
Have you had surgeries before?
I have.
Yeah, so you've been under before.
Yeah.
You had a nose job.
That's right. He did have a rhinoplasty and a breast augmentation.
Right. Well, I didn't go under for my cool sculpt.
For the breast augmentation, you're hardcore, dude.
No, they just freeze your tits.
Well, yeah. I think they slide in the, the
pooper?
The implant.
Oh.
Yeah, the saline has to be slid in.
There's no saline in my tits.
Okay. Whatever.
Are my tits worse than they were?
Bigger? No, but you can get a pectoral implant. I mean, that's what you had said. Well, whatever.
Oh, it's getting hot in here. I got to
That's why I just.
Is it warm? I thought it was because we were talking about all of this body stuff.
No.
It was chilly before. It's warm now.
Yeah, I had to take my hoodie off.
Is it warm? Well, what's the deal? Is there a problem with the
No,
thermostat?
the thermostat's pegged again.
To the top?
Yeah.
That's weird. Could you go ahead and could you knock it all the way to the bottom, please? That's weird.
Nah.
Could you have somebody look into that? Maybe I don't know why that keeps happening.
I'll email facility.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll start with Troy.
All right, so this is all the interviews happen post procedure. Is that correct?
Yeah, Troy was the first one I got to right after the procedure. So this is moments after he is.
So you were there when they wheeled him in?
No, they sent an attendant or a
To
nurse
come
out
get
to
you?
the,
Okay.
And I'll say this, and this is no offense to you, Mike, but if I were going in for any procedure, I would hate having Mike Montone being the last face that I saw, knowing he was in the waiting room with me.
Yeah.
It's just, and
Don't
maybe
be so lucky.
Maybe that's just my fear of the truth getting out there, because that's what you seek.
And you have many truths to hide.
That's true. That's true. All the skeletons that are in my closet. Yes. Well, let's see what Troy revealed as he came out of his propofol stupor, and Mike Montone was on the scene.
So I guess the first question: have you enjoyed your meat stick yet?
Hippo, just to bring everybody up to speed. Troy stole from.
Didn't steal.
Well, it's complimentary, but meant to be eaten on the scene. They had meat sticks downstairs on Thursday, and Troy shoved one into his cargo pocket.
Two.
So Troy shoved two into his cargo pocket because he wanted to have them
A snack for after.
immediately when he came out of the procedure.
Sure, very smart.
Yeah, he was really looking forward to knowing those meat sticks. And I think Mike was, if I can get into your head, Mike, as a reporter, that Mike was probably hoping that Troy had forgotten about the meat sticks so we could hear the bliss.
Yeah.
Of
The
Troy.
delight.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. That's smart.
So I guess the first question: have you enjoyed your meat stick yet?
I don't even know where it is. I can't wait for my meat stick.
You put it in your pants, so wherever those are.
It's in my locker.
Ah, of course, the locker.
Yeah.
All right. So while you're kind of here and have a couple minutes, I do have a couple questions for you. You're ready to answer?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Great. So, when you're being irked by something and Travis or Sam presses the issue, do you feel that that's being done for the benefit of the listening audience, or is there something more sinister at
Could
play?
you hit pause? What does this have to do with the procedure?
No, that's a good question.
Well, Troy, the thing is, Troy didn't perform the procedure, so he's really not in a position to inform us about it, but he was under the influence of a substance that might cause him to be honest in a way that he is not typically.
You thought you might get some truth out of him under the influence of propofol.
I don't know if it's alcohol. If I was drunk, but
propofol. I mean, you did tell the truth about where the pants were.
I did. Yes.
The locker.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess let's hear what he has to say.
Those guys are they're just jokers. They're just.
Joke. Couple of jokers, if you ask me. I don't know. Troy just turns into an old man. I gotta deal with a couple. Imagine wake up in the morning, you get to deal with a couple of jokers. I mean, I appreciate that. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of venom, which is nice to know. You just realize there's a couple of jokers. All right, I'm sorry. We can rewind a little bit. I don't want to.
Stir at play.
Those guys are they're just jokers. They just love to make my life a living hell. You know what I mean?
So you don't think it's anything sinister? You think it's just fun and games?
Who knows with those two clowns? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, pause for a second.
By the way, when you're under the influence of propofol, you do speak your mind.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, but what I think is going on is I sense a frustration in the sense that, like, Mike is immediately asking Troy to really, like, think about things that have happened. And when you're just coming out of propofol, it's like, what? I don't want to, like, have to, like, think about where I land on things. Like, I can almost hear you going, like, I don't know. I'd have to think about that, I guess. What are you asking? What?
Sam has been known to sow discord during the show, but others, Bob Kelly among them, have pointed the finger of blame at Travis. Who do you think is really responsible for that?
Hands down, without a shadow of a doubt, Travis.
Travis, you think of him as kind of a puppet master?
You know, now that you say that, yeah, actually, I do.
Okay, Travis Teft, the master of puppets. Just want to make sure this is still rolling. It is. When Jim pegs the heat and farts in your direction, do you view this as a attempt at jocular humor, or is this a thinly veiled attempt to drive you out of the studio and perhaps by extension the radio industry altogether?
I think Jim enjoys his farts so much, and I think he wants everybody else to enjoy it, but the fact of the matter is people don't. You know what I mean?
He's right about that, I think.
I mean, when stated in such legalese, it is difficult. The fact of the matter...
Intention or no intention.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the fact of the matter is others don't.
His intention may be for everybody to enjoy his gas, but ladies and gentlemen, the fact of the matter is people do not.
He has this image of me being just this pig pen who enjoys the stench of his own farts, and I'm really trying to bring others into it. Like, guys...
Aren't we all having such a great time?
Guys, would you like some?
Yeah.
And I'm under the illusion that you're enjoying it, but as a matter of fact, all kidding aside, we don't enjoy it.
If we can speak truth to power here,
yeah,
not one person enjoys it.
We don't enjoy it.
No.
I think Jim enjoys his farts so much, and I think he wants everybody else to enjoy it, but the fact of the matter is people don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this is an act of joy on his part that nobody else is enjoying.
That's correct. That is correct.
Okay, and then just one last one before we move on to the doctor and Clarice, if they have a moment for us. You recently ended a very one-sided relationship with Taylor Swift. Can you explain what happened?
Could you pause for a second? Did you want to talk about Taylor Swift at this point?
I mean, what do you think I'm doing, inviting him along to this procedure? You open yourself up to whatever.
Well, he'd already done a full morning of butt stuff. I thought maybe you'd want to change the subject a little bit.
Sure. I mean, that's fair. You know what? Yeah, get it off this time. Who knows how his anal is feeling?
Yeah.
Get it off topic. We'll talk about the medical stuff with the professional. That makes sense when you put it like that. Okay, that's actually very good, Mike.
I think it was some sort of government psyop. And I was just privy to this information, and I decided that I was going to have no part of this.
That's it, and your answer didn't change from before, and you are under the influence of propofol, so we have to assume that in vino veritas. All right, how's the butthole feeling?
I'll be honest with you. Number one, my butthole feels fine. It feels great.
Wow.
I feel great. I can see why Michael Jackson loved this shit. Like, I didn't want to wake up. I just wish they would have kept it going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Propofol for everybody.
You loved it.
Loved it.
Woo! Doc, can I get a to-go bag of some of this? Because this is...
There's like a 30-minute window after it where you're kind of coming to, but you're still fucking loopy. It's great. And you want to just stay there and go back to sleep. It's like, you got to get up now. You got to get up. They start rushing you out of there.
Yeah, I was bummed I had to wake up.
You're like, oh, man, no.
They're like, Troy, wake up, wake up. I'm like, oh, no.
No.
You want to just lay down and doze off.
Yeah.
Not the crushing blows of reality. And they only give you a little bit, right? Because you only have to be asleep for how long?
I think it was like 30 minutes.
Yeah. 30, yeah. And they monitor you, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. MJ was getting his full 8 hours on propofol.
Man, you must come out of that just feeling like $1 million. Ready to dance.
I mean, yeah. How do you hit all those notes? Well, for one thing. Wow. Okay, and you come out of that. You're happy because medically you're good.
Sure.
You're on propofol, and you're not part of this psyop.
That's right.
Which is great. I mean, that's got to feel good.
Feels great.
To know, like, they almost got you.
Yeah.
And to know that, like, nope, too smart, saw it, stepping away.
Saw it coming a mile away, I'm backing off.
You didn't get me, guys. No.
That's right.
Very smart. All right. Well, I'm happy for you, dude.
Thank you.
And you still feel good.
Feel great.
That's great. That's great.
By the way, the fasting and the bone, I was drinking a lot of bone broth.
Bone broth, yes, you drink, yeah.
The clarity you have from fasting and drinking bone broth. I felt like I wasn't even hungry. I was mentally sharp. I felt like everything was clear.
Yeah. I felt too fucked up the night I was emptying my system. I was just so I'd been through it before. I'd done already once, my second one. And I was like, I just felt physically like shit. I hated it. Yeah, didn't your asshole get raw when you're dabbing it with toilet paper?
No, I was like shitting a lot of water.
Yeah, me too, but every time you wipe it, it's like chafes.
I would do like one paper wipe and then a wet wipe.
Did you do the enema in the morning?
No.
Oh, I did 2 enemas the next morning.
Oh, I was cleared out by then.
No, I know, but I still just follow the instructions. They hurt. Yeah, put that little nozzle in there, little rascal. Yeah.
Troy, do you still have the audio so Jim can hear?
Oh. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Keep in mind, studio apartment.
Yeah.
Maybe play the second one.
Oh, the one with the hair. Yeah, let me make sure the volume's up. Hang on. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Yeah, it's music.
Oh, my God.
That's funny. It's a studio?
Yeah, 350 square foot studio. You hear everything.
And Troy said on Thursday that their bathroom is so small he can't close the door when he sits on the toilet. So
how long is that the place you've been in there all this
you
time?
Can hear everything.
No, I moved in last fall.
Oh, poor woman.
Yeah.
And you probably stink the whole place up.
Oh, of course.
Ah, she's trying to cook. All that food is getting stinky.
So I'm assuming since you got such clarity that maybe did you keep up that sort of like, oh, you know what? Let me keep the fasting going. Let me
Oh, good Lord, no. I walked right out of that building and went and got a cheeseburger.
Yeah, you earned it.
Yeah. They tell you no greasy food. I'm like, I'm not listening to that.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Shake Shack, got a burger, smashed it.
I've been listening to you for plenty of time. We're done.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to hear from his fiance then next?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially after we just listened to what she had to go through.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she was there. And was she at the hospital?
She met us outside afterwards.
Oh, okay. And was that to bring Troy home, or was that because she knew there were reporters on the scene? She should be there for it.
Well, I think she stopped by for a brief press opportunity,
Sure.
and then took Troy to lunch.
That's great. That's great. Did she take you, like, were you like, hey, I want to go to Shake Shack? And she was like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good looking out. All right, well, let's see. And because you didn't need her there right away because you had a chaperone already.
Chaperone, yeah. And I didn't want Mike to have to walk me home.
There's Mike. Right.
Where did you do it?
It was on 26th.
Oh, downtown. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, here's Troy's fiance.
The first question is, we've been told that the bathroom door in your apartment does not close. Can you confirm or deny?
It's very difficult to close the door.
So if someone Troy's size is seated on it using the commode, it would be a reasonable statement on his part to make that he can't close the door?
Oh, if Troy's sitting on the toilet, he definitely cannot. I could not come into the bathroom.
Okay, so it's confirmed. Thank you. There's a lot of pre-procedure prep that goes into this. What was it like navigating that with Troy? Because Jim went through this procedure, and he said that couch defecation was a problem. Was this kind of thing an issue for Troy?
You did.
I
Could
did
you
not
pause
see
for a second?
I
That's true.
forgot about that. My
You
good
did-
memory. I
you-
did shit the couch.
You did normalize shitting on the couch.
I did. I went for. I woke up for a gasser. I went through my sweatpants
Onto the couch.
A skid mark. I took pictures. I showed you.
Sure. No, I remember the pictures well.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's been cleaned.
Jim shat his couch.
I did shat my couch.
Yeah.
I say that with no shame.
Right. No, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't. But let's hear from
Procedure, and he said that couch defecation was a problem. Was this kind of thing an issue for Troy?
I did not see any couch or bed defecation with Troy. But I did hear lots of noises, exploding noises in the bathroom.
So it was evident that was going on?
It was very evident that there was some explosions and blasts going on.
Were any precautions taken, special sheets, Scotch Guard on the couch, anything like that?
No, but I told him he had to wear panties to bed.
And did he fulfill that request?
You have to wear panties to bed.
Yeah.
No, tonight you have to wear panties. It's just to protect the sheets.
Yeah, those are the least effective pair of panties. You go right through them. You blast right through panties.
She's so funny.
She calls
Go ahead.
She calls my briefs panties.
Calls the briefs panties, and the sounds coming from the bathroom were blasts. She said that. She goes, I definitely heard some explosions and blasts.
She really knows how to paint the picture.
Yeah, she really does. She really does. The same way she does with food, she does it with the language. I love it.
That's right.
Scotch guard on the couch, anything like that?
No, but I told him he had to wear panties to bed.
And did he fulfill that request?
Yes, he did.
Excellent. Was the smell in the apartment any different than usual?
The smell was terrible. It was awful.
It was.
Yeah, I see. And also, she's all business.
Yeah.
She is there. She knows that the press is here.
Yeah.
Because the people have a right to know. And she's there to fulfill that request.
It's just a hot story.
Yeah. And you mean hot, like information-wise?
Information, not sexual.
You don't think it's a sexy story?
No.
Okay.
But it's the hot story as in the topic on everybody's mind.
That is right.
Yeah.
That is right. Yeah, people are at the office going I don't know, did the apartment smell any different? We don't know for sure. And she's here to tell us. She was there on the scene.
Than usual.
The smell was terrible. It was awful.
It was.
Yeah, it was bad.
Worse than it would normally be?
Worse than it would normally be, only because it was happening repeatedly, every 10 minutes.
As a world-class chef, does that make things difficult for you?
Yes, it makes things very difficult for me. I was actually trying to sleep because I have to wake up at 3 in the morning to go to work. So I was trying to sleep, and he was just blasting and stinking up the whole apartment all night.
What an ordeal. Now, Troy has sort of had a cavalier attitude about pants defecation. Is it common for him?
That is a great question, Mike, because that is. Yeah. I mean, I would describe his attitude as devil may care. When it comes to pants defecation, cavalier is exactly right. Because Troy, not only have you justified your pants shitting by saying it's very, very normal, but you've made wild claims that when everybody gets to the age that you're at, they too will be shitting in their pants.
Yeah.
And you stand by that?
I stand by it.
Yes.
Just some people admit it, and a lot of people don't.
So you think that everybody that says into adulthood, intern Dom, how old are you?
35.
35. You've had a lot of years on this planet.
Yeah.
How many of those years, post when it's appropriate, like when you're toilet training, get the toilet training out of the way. As an adult, do you shit your pants a lot?
It's never like chunks. It's always skitties.
Sharts.
But you'll shart and skitty quite a bit?
I don't know about yeah, there's sometimes when you do it and you're like, that was a little too wet.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be right back.
And then you check back there and you go,
And you check back there and you go, ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. I got to take these
We've all
off.
done it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Dom's honest.
Yeah. You got to be.
You think? And
Jim is honest.
And Travis says he does not do that.
Travis is honest.
You think he's lying?
Yeah, of course he shit himself.
Wow.
Of course.
Based on the diet?
But he would never come in and... Yeah, exactly. He eats the
He's Hungry Man's.
Yeah. The Wendy's biggie bags.
Every day.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And DiGiorno's.
And he loves his DiGiorno's, and they will just leave those skid marks in. So Travis...
I'm sure he has. But Travis isn't the kind of guy that would come and be like, guys, guess what I did? I accidentally shit my pants last night.
Yeah. What kind of guy is he?
No comment.
Okay. I just thought it was a natural follow-up.
Sam, you ever shit your pants?
But Sam's the same. He's never going to admit it. He's never going to admit if he sharted himself.
I would prefer not to take the attention away from Troy. This is his day. If we could...
I appreciate you.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't about me. If we could get back to Troy's fiance explaining how she was trying to wake up for her job at 3 a.m., but the sounds of blasting and the stench
odors. Yeah,
and the odors, that's right, the odors of defecation penetrated the air.
Now, Troy has sort of had a cavalier attitude about pants defecation. Is it common for him to soil his underwear or bed sheets? Aside from what he's been going through the past couple days?
I mean, I've never seen him soil the bed sheets. I'm sure that he does like to talk about skid marks a lot.
I did leave a remember in Florida, I did leave a skid on the bed.
You left a skid on the bed? I don't remember that.
Could you? Why would you correct? Why would you? She's a lovely, beautiful, intelligent, accomplished woman, and she just said you don't leave skid marks on the bed, and you corrected her and said, "Actually, I do."
Well, because I knew that this was going to come back and be like, "You said on the air you've left a skid mark, so I'm going to have to explain the situation."
You'd rather be a bed shitter than a liar.
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
right.
fair. Okay, good for you. Whereas Travis would prefer being a
liar.
I see.
And by the way, I think she just blocks all this out. I feel like it's like, if I say to her, like, oh, do you remember in February when I unloaded the dishwasher?
Mm-hmm.
She'd be like, I don't know, maybe.
Right.
Like, I don't think it even, like, like, when I left a skid mark on the bed sheet, it's just like, okay, we'll take it off and go wash it.
And she doesn't want to think about it because she, like, is engaged to, like, a cool tattoo dude. And she doesn't want to be like a cool tattoo dude who shits the bed.
Well,
like
I'm a human being.
Blocks that out.
It's part of it. This is what humans sometimes do.
Shit the bed?
Leave a skid.
Skid marks on the bed sheets, Dom?
I mean, he's not wrong.
Not the bed.
Not the
Mostly
bed.
just the underwear.
Well, Dom,
this is what humans.
Oh, I'd be honest about it if I
Dom,
did.
I'll
but
be a little. In the context, I was eating a lot of fried chicken at the time.
You have to take
That'll
that
do
into
it.
consideration. You didn't understand. You didn't understand the full picture.
You didn't understand the context of the situation.
That's right. That's fair.
This wasn't
That's
just
different.
like
That's
a regular Tuesday.
Yeah,
This is
it was a Tuesday with chicken.
Yeah, that's fair.
Publix fried chicken.
All right. Well, then I guess now that Troy has been decided today's honesty day, let's listen as his fiance gets reminded that he did indeed skid mark the bed.
Skid on the bed.
You left a skid on the bed? I don't remember that. But it doesn't surprise me.
Continuing along the same line of questioning, Troy recently recounted a story in which he defecated in his pants while walking home from dinner with friends. I believe you were.
That's a good memory on you, Mike.
Mike has a great memory, and he recalls these things that you don't even think about anymore. So yeah, Mike has a very good journalistic mind
and diligent note taking. I think
That's part of the job.
That's right. You take it seriously.
With them as well. Were you or your dinner party aware that this had happened? Does Troy have a tell when this goes on?
I don't remember that. When was that?
I was walking home with your sister and we sharted.
And you sharted?
After noodles.
Oh, I don't remember. I do not recall.
after noodles.
Yeah, we went out for ramen.
Right.
It was with her sister, too.
I like you remember the specific day, time, like, this happened, babe. Like,
yeah.
It sounds so congressional when she says, "I do not recall."
I do not recall. And he's like, well, I have the date, time, location.
I'm telling you, she just blocks it all out. She just doesn't even want to
We all have to block things out to stay sane and maintain
the relationship.
Yeah.
She wants to see you in the best light possible, and you bringing a coworker along to remind her of everything she's blocking out it's going to be like waking a sleepwalker. It's going to do real damage, I think.
To her?
Yes.
She probably blocks it out for a reason.
Of course. Because otherwise Troy's very unappealing. And I say that with love, with peace and love. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. I do not recall.
I shit myself so much, you don't.
Yeah, I just shit himself so much that it's not anything relevant that needs to be like spoken about because it happens, I guess, all the time. I don't know.
So there's no tell to it. He's got a good poker face.
There's no tell when that's happening.
The tell is that he's awake and breathing. That's the thing.
Veering off of the current subject, Troy got into a dispute with some teenagers at an amusement park. I'm curious, because you were the only one there, if you could explain how he comported himself during the incident, and if this kind of thing has happened on more than one occasion.
This has only happened on this one occasion, and he was actually really cool because he was trying to protect me, because they were being very racist towards me, and they were pulling their eyes out and calling me names, and so he got very mad, and he reacted accordingly.
Okay, so justifiable. Perfect.
But see that right there. She remembers every detail. That is what you want to remember. Your man protecting you, being an awesome dude in that moment. You don't want to remember the shits.
Well, it's a full spectrum.
You're saying you need to take the good with the bad.
That's right.
Right.
Well, there's
That's
almost
what
so
makes
much
you
room in
you.
your brain too. You only have so much storage, so you want to save it for valuable things like
Right.
my husband protected me, my fiance protected me.
He left shit stains
he
on the
shat
bed.
his pants watching the ball game.
And
That's sexy.
and she also doesn't think it's as funny as I do.
No woman does.
Right.
No woman thinks shitting your pants is hilarious.
No, I think it's funny, and I'm like, I can't wait to tell my friends
You're
tomorrow
right.
on the air.
You're correct. It is always funny.
You think Travis thinks it's funny?
He thinks it's funny when other people do it, but he won't admit it himself.
Even though he does it?
Of course.
There's no way he hasn't done it. Probably
way.
butterscotch pudding color.
You think so? You
Yeah.
Think is there
A
is
butterscotch.
Do you think he wears brown undies so people don't know that he did it in there again?
Maybe.
Yeah, but it's obvious because a butterscotch is a light brown.
That's right. He gets the
wears,
wrong shade
He
every
wears
time.
chocolate brown, and there's a light brown stain,
That's
like
right.
a nougat.
That's right. That's right. It looks like the caramel in a Twix bar. Yeah.
Yes.
That's disgusting, Travis.
Sorry.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Everybody's grossed out by you.
I am who I am.
Troy's Taylor Swift phase.
What's your Taylor Swift phase?
You
listening to Taylor Swift?
Oh, his phase. Yes,
Yes.
I remember his phase. Of course I remember his phase.
What was it like going through the Taylor phase alongside Troy?
It was very bizarre because he would stop like teenage girls in the street that were wearing Taylor Swift t-shirts and he would say to them, "Hey, I like Taylor Swift too."
What a creep.
This happened more than once?
Oh, it happened many, many times.
And how would these interactions typically unfold?
Like he just walks up to them and is like, "Hey, I like your shirt. I'm a Swiftie too."
Oh.
And were they taken aback or did they seem pleased?
I think mostly taken aback because he's, you know, an older gentleman talking to some teeny bobbers.
Did you notice when he began to sour on Taylor?
I think around the time when she started going to NFL football games.
That was what did it?
Yeah, I think that's what did it.
Okay, so this has, you think, in your opinion, has less to do with her being a plant possibly by the DNC or some other nefarious organization?
She a plant by the DNC? Is that what you think?
Well, they said she was they denied her being a government psyop, which I thought was a strange thing.
Well, I don't even know how to answer that one.
You don't have these conversations.
Well, she's
with
like,
her-
I just don't even want to play along. I don't know what.
She doesn't want to engage.
When you have your theories, you don't always run them by her.
It just doesn't matter.
She doesn't want. That's not the conversation she wants to have.
We limit a lot of that stuff. We don't talk about.
You keep when you read something on Twitter, you maybe keep that to yourself.
Yeah, because it just doesn't. She just doesn't care.
Yeah.
Rich just want to have a conversation about government psyops.
She doesn't give a shit.
Right. She got other things. She
got bigger fish to fry.
That's right. That's right. Whereas, as far as you're concerned, what could possibly be a bigger fish than the government planting a psyop like Taylor Swift that's so effective, she even got you for a second.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
I get it from both perspectives, to tell you the truth. I really do understand. Wow. That was good reporting.
Very thorough.
That was really good.
We do have
I think there was a little more.
one more.
there's
person,
more?
and one more person to hear from.
Yeah, the doctor.
There's a little more with Clarice.
Oh, I'd love to hear more with Troy's fiance. Yeah, I thought that was the end, but I'd love to hear more.
No, I just stopped it at a good time.
You're so good at what you do.
Thank you.
Which is lying.
No, it was definitely during the NFL phase.
Okay, great. And then just the last question, anything you'd like to promote today?
Yes, I have a new cookbook coming out October 22nd. It's called Breaking Bow.
Excellent. Where can we find it?
It's being published by Chronicle Books, and you can find it via the link in my bio on Instagram, which is at Chef Clarice Lamb, or you can find it in every bookstore. And you can also go to my page at Chef Clarice Lamb, where you will see my book tour, and I'm doing lots of cool events this winter. So hope to see everyone there.
There it is. We always gotta let the guest promote at the end.
Well, she was quite gracious with her time,
Very
answering
gracious.
these questions about life behind closed doors in the Hinson home. So
Sure.
And I mean, Troy, based on what he says and how he looks, clearly has enjoyed some great food over the last couple years.
Boy.
I mean, so much so he had to get a breast augmentation.
I got that before her, but okay.
So the fact is that listeners can now go out and maybe try to get in the kitchen themselves and make some of this great, delicious food.
She's got a great cookbook.
That's a great incentive. I can't wait. I'm getting a copy
Good.
for sure. I can't wait. Wow, that's great. And then we have the doctor as well. Wow. And now the doctor, I'm sure.
I'm surprised you got access to the doctor.
So am I.
I'm surprised the doctor did.
I had to butter her up.
Oh, you did.
And I was like, because she thought I was crazy.
Why would she think that?
Because I went in, because I talked to her beforehand. I was like, hey, listen, I was like, my coworker wants to interview you afterward. And she's like, what? Like, why would you do that? I'm like,
Because she's never given an interview about somebody's colonoscopy before.
and it's going to be probably aimed towards making fun of me, so, don't worry about it. But it'll be, you'll have fun with it, I promise. And she's like, oh, okay.
Also, can I leave the braid in my beard in for the procedure? Or
Yeah, they have no problem with that.
They don't care.
I mean, you're just, walking in the way you are already. You're a spectacle.
I look like a lunatic.
Yeah, you're
Right.
a spectacle as it is. And then to go, I have somebody that wants to come in and interview you post-procedure about me. I could understand why she thought she was.
Sure.
What am I getting involved with?
Yeah.
But I like that she did.
She was a trooper.
That's awesome.
Troy has a somewhat long history of hemorrhoids, and one of the things we wanted to know if these are typically the result of diet, exercise routine, digital manipulation, or age.
So it's a combination of diet. Your exercises can contribute, but it's mostly related to your bowel habits.
Oh, I was really, can you pause? I was really like, oh my God, are we going to get confirmation on the digital manipulation? You just slid that in there. Huh?
My favorite part is after the question, the sound of the machine continuing in the background.
Yeah.
As she debated, do I talk to this fucking idiot?
Troy, have you heard this yet?
I was there. I was
Okay.
half out of it when,
All right.
when he was doing it.
So it's new to you. You're
It's
like,
very, yeah.
Okay. Oh, hang on.
Aging, because it's bowel habits, rather than aging, because people in all ages can have hemorrhoids, or digital manipulation, which doesn't usually affect it.
So digital manipulation not believed to be a factor.
No.
Nor is age.
Nor is age.
Okay, thank you. In your expert medical opinion, was today the first time that Troy had been probed, or has previous exploration occurred?
In my expert opinion, I have no idea.
Inconclusive?
Inconclusive.
That's a great answer. That's a great inconclusive. So we don't know for sure.
She's not saying yes, but she's not saying no.
Right. That's it's not like it was like it didn't scream virgin hole.
Yeah.
But it also like it
Yeah.
wasn't ravaged all about town either. So we
Yeah,
can't
it hasn't
really-
been a highway for cocks.
Right.
But it wouldn't surprise me if a few have driven and parked.
Yeah, sure. Sure, okay. So she's not sitting there going like it's not freshly fallen snow where there's not a footprint to be seen, but it's also not brown and yellow either. We don't know for sure. We don't know.
I love Mike's indoor voice. His respectful hospital.
It is respectful. It still has the same baritone flavor to it. Seriousness.
Yeah.
Well, there are a number of they have the sheets up, so there are other patients
Sure.
there, and we don't, it could be a tense moment for them. We don't know who's being inspected for
Yeah,
what.
find out they have cancer.
Yeah.
Right.
There's literally somebody like 2 feet away from me with a cloth that just had their asshole probed too.
Can you imagine somebody finding out they have cancer and then like just in that one quick moment of silence you just hear, so it wasn't digital manipulation then? And you're like, what? I'll never
Yeah.
forget.
Is it finding out they're going to have a fucking 6 feet of their colon removed to hear his bassy voice coming through the drape?
Was he probed before?
Yes.
It's understood. You're the expert. Where would you say the line exists between wet flatulence and true defecation?
That's a great question. Can you pause for a
The
second?
machine.
Mike, what is going on in these moments of silence? Is she contemplating? It sounded like at one point she was snickering, like she was laughing a little bit.
Oh, this is a woman who has a deep education
Yeah.
in all of these matters. So I think sometimes you have to go through the Rolodex.
She's
a
just
little
thinking.
bit, right? Because this might not be something that she's thought of since medical school.
You think in medical school they covered where wet flatulence ends and pure defecation begins?
I would imagine there's a section of a chapter.
I would hope. I mean, I would hope so, right?
There should be.
I mean, yeah. You're
important.
paying a lot of money to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you to count the seconds between the end of the question.
Hang on.
And when
Let me get my stopwatch.
And when she begins to answer.
Okay, wait a second. Clock. Okay, and begin.
Wet flatulence and true defecation.
There is
Okay. We got 10 even. 10 full seconds.
She really enjoyed that question.
Yeah. You could hear her trying to, compose herself.
The doc got a real kick out of that.
Yeah. Because it's a very good question.
Sure it is.
It's an excellent question.
And I'm going to tell you, it's going to put a lot of debate to bed.
Yeah.
If she gives us a real answer,
yeah,
it's going to really, the next time some liar over there is making fun of you for what you do in your underwear, you're going to have a doctor.
His panties.
Yeah, in his panties. You're going to have a doctor there that either backs you up or is on the side of the, as you put it, noted liar. Travis.
There is a true medically defined line or definition. However, you could consider wet flatulence as a little bit of fecal incontinence.
Oh!
So it is coming out. So it's almost like a tiny defecation.
Oh! Wow!
Fecal incontinent is what's a great term.
You're incontinent, dude.
Yep. Fecally.
I've been trying to tell you guys.
You have fecal incontinence. and they said, and that's for you too, intern Dom, they said that the wet flatulence is a little bit of defecation. And that's a doctor, dude. You're incontinent. Deal with that, okay? Lesson 1 of your internship. What did you learn today, Dom?
Process my fecal incontinence.
I found out I'm fecally incontinent. That's what you found out.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
Wow. Bad day to wear white pants.
Or white panties.
That's not good. That's not good, man. Mike, that's not only valuable information for the purpose of this exploration and story. That's valuable information. I think people are going to carry that with them. You've done a great service for people.
Well, that's part of our responsibility to the listening public.
You're very good at this, Mike.
So, for example, if dampness does occur along with flatulence, we could say, regardless of the amount of dampness, that pants defecation has occurred?
Yes.
Yes!
Okay, good to have that confirmed. In the radio industry that Troy and I work in, it's very common for bathroom stalls to wind up spackled with feces. And we're wondering what kind of lifestyle factors might cause this.
Usually it has to do with the lower fiber diet. Fiber does wonders to bulk up the stool and give you good formed, consistent stool. Also, there could be too much alcohol, too much caffeine. Fried and spicy foods can also give you looser stools.
All very common in the industry. If a person was regularly trapped in a room with a particularly flatulent coworker, are there any potential long-term health risks, maybe akin to what we've heard about, like the 9/11 recovery workers experiencing, where years down the line something pops up?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, the victims of I hear it on the news all the time. The victims of 9/11 are still suffering those consequences.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, someday the Hinson Act will get us all reimbursed for what we've gone through.
Reach out to Jon Stewart.
Are you prepared to be the Jon Stewart of this? What they're calling our 9/11, which is Jim's fault.
All victims need a champion, and I'm happy to.
Well,
be
we
that
need
champion.
to hear her answer because there's probably no detrimental. There's no deleterious.
They said about 9/11.
Well, let's see.
From that?
It hasn't been proven yet.
No. So if
inconclusive.
There's one coworker in a room of, say, 6 who routinely sort of fills the room with flatulence. We're not worried about any kind of a lung issue from that?
No.
Okay, that is good to know for all of us.
Excellent for me.
Good for you.
Can you explain how the brown noise works?
I don't believe I know what that means.
So there's rumored to be a sound that is imperceptible to the human ear, but which creates a vibrational frequency that will result in incontinence. Incontinence is the lack of control over one's bowels. This noise is believed.
Could you pause for a second? I don't know if you clear this up in the recording, then don't tell me now. But where was your source for this rumor?
There's an episode of South Park.
Does it have to do with a recent guest?
Mike's breaking.
Because he got to do a South Park bit.
We could have asked Kenny too.
Yeah, we could have.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I believe that guest was credited as being able to produce Seth Brown because he's thinking about the show now.
Never seen him like this.
It was such a funny episode.
It is.
And the doctor, the fact that you were able to pull off that question and maintain your composure, did you feel good about yourself that you didn't break as you were asking?
Quite.
Yeah, I thought you should.
To cause incontinence. Is that a thing?
I have never heard of this.
Never.
Never.
So we've been lied to. Okay. And just one last question.
Yeah, you got a lot of time with her.
He was doing his South Park bits about the
Because I'm like, because it's just this, where is this going?
Yeah, there's some guy next in the next thing who needs a biopsy.
Yeah. And it's like when Kenny G plays a certain note, do you really shit your pants? Violently. It was violent, wasn't it?
Quite violent, yeah.
Made the whole town go.
Yeah, it did.
Probably
It did. It was a great
Probably
episode.
played quite frequently in the bathroom down the hall.
Sure.
I had.
Sure. I mean, yeah, you're one step away from it. On Christmas, is there a bowel movement that will help determine?
So running, yes. In your expert medical opinion, why did Diddy have so much baby oil?
Could you pause for a second? The fact that Troy goes, "Can you wrap this up?" And Mike's like, "Yes."
One more. I got one more.
I have one more question. Why did Diddy have so much baby oil?
Was that intended to be the last question?
It was at the bottom of the sheet. We had gotten through everything.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not a. I guess it's not a regular lubricant, and we're still talking about colons and things of that nature.
And it's in the news.
It's in the news. It's topical.
So you want to ask an expert?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
That's not part of your formal training? Okay.
Unfortunately.
Thank you very much. Is there anything else you think we should know before we go?
Screening colonoscopy is very important for everyone, starting at the age of 45.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being a good sport. Thank you so much.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, she was very good.
Yeah.
So what was the question that made you go like, we have to wrap this up and I have to thank her? Was it the Diddy question or was it the South Park one?
I didn't get the South Park one when he did
The brown noise?
But I just felt like it was going on, and I kind of felt like she was running out of steam a little bit. Like the joke was it was starting to turn not funny.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we got it. Like, I'm not trying to piss the doctor off.
And it's a nerve-wracking thing in general.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like, she gave us what she wanted. Let's be good sports and call it a day.
Now, did she give you your results?
Yeah. I had one polyp, and they removed it.
Kevin, right?
Yes. And but she said everything else looked good. She did comment on my hemorrhoids.
She did. They were there.
Mike heard.
Why didn't she take them out?
I think you have to probably give permission to do that. I don't think they just do it.
Oh, I would
Pop those suckers at the. So you do have. You're dealing with hemorrhoids right now?
They're so minor. They're not. Flared up.
Sure.
But yeah, I think they're there until you remove them. I don't think they ever go away.
I see.
Yeah, the skin is always ready to fill up with blood again.
Yeah, but they've been good for a minute. So
that's actually a good thing to know, though. Maybe if you go in for a colonoscopy, can you say, "Hey, if you find any jokers back there, just pop them off"?
But I'm kind of glad. I mean, I would hate to wake up and be like, my asshole's on fire.
That might be a different surgery.
Yeah,
I think Nick DiPaolo talked about having that done. I think it's a different surgery.
Yeah,
but I was relieved to know everything looked
sure.
I think Nicole Biggins' husband, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying, has hemorrhoid issues big time.
A lot of jocks do.
He likes to drink. I think that drinking and shitting causes a lot of it.
You think that's what it is? Because that's what the doctor said.
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing CrossFit and I was eating fried chicken.
Yep.
That fucked me up.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did a world of hurt, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Well, I'm glad you got a fairly clean bill of health.
Thank you.
Yeah, one polyp's not bad.
No. And I'm glad that...
tolerable.
I'm glad that we were able to not only walk so many of the listeners through this, but also educate on the way. I think that that's the point, ultimately.
Spreading awareness about a number of important issues.
Yeah.
Do you really think she didn't know about the brown noise? Or
Well, it's hard to tell because she's licensed, so you never know if, they could be threatened behind closed doors to lose licensing or, with the, however insurance works, they may not work with the office anymore. So that one may take a little bit more exploration.
Sure. And based on the information that you received, in your opinion, would you say that Jim shit the couch?
Well, Jim has admitted to shitting.
I indeed did.
He said he left a skid mark.
That's true. I mean, based on what the doctor told us,
yes,
then anything that leaves anything is defecation.
Oh, well, there's no doubt,
right,
that I shat the couch.
I don't think there was any question of that.
No, I never questioned it. I was always comfortable with saying I shit the couch.
But Troy debated shitting the bed. He said he left a mark. He would correct us when we said he shit the bed.
Well, I think, if I understand correctly, Troy came back to bed with a wet, dirty asshole, and that's where the skid mark came from? Is that how it happened?
And I explained this before. If you go back and review the tape, I left a bacon strip when I was getting out of bed the one morning because, maybe I had a wet fart at some point in the night.
Okay. With that information, Mike.
That would be shitting the bed.
All right, fair enough. And I cleaned up,
and
we moved on.
But by the way, that's from a doctor. That's not even like we're just busting balls here. That's just medically speaking, you did shit the bed, and you've never done that, Travis.
No.
That's cool. That's cool. Or you're
You don't sound like you believe me.
Well, I believe you.
You see how much Wendy's he eats and fried food. How does he not have a
You
wet
think just
fart?
millions of people are shitting?
How old are you, 43?
Yeah.
You've never had a wet fart in your entire life.
No.
That's a lie.
That's
You're
not,
lying.
it's not
He's
true.
lying. He's
It's
lying.
not
He
true.
might have a great system.
No, he does. He has,
I might just be able to manage myself.
Well, think about how well he locks in his emotions. You know what I mean? It might be the same thing.
I also, or it could be that there was that.
No.
Go ahead.
So many men had gotten behind him that when something liquid would happen, he assumed that it was something else due to overflowing.
Has it been that rigorous?
I don't want to talk. We gotta go.
It's not about you.
It's not about me.
I
This
see.
is about Troy.
After 4.5 hours out at a truck stop.
Wow.
On a Friday.
You talking about the notorious Teft freak-offs?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Truck stop Teft?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I see.
He'd have to do a handstand on the way home so he didn't stain his shoes.
I got you. I got you. That makes a little more sense now. Well, Mike, that was great work. I'm glad we got to the bottom of that. Jim, are there anything we want to promote?
Oh, of course there is. A couple things.